Okay. Are we streaming? Are we really streaming? For reals this time? No play for real? I figured out what the issue was, guys. I had to open my window. And now that my window's open, it cooled down my brain enough for me to go, I probably don't need 60,000 bitrate. I could drop that down to 9,000. We're not playing a 4K game today, so Sven's gonna pop in just a second. We're gonna play the Butch Killigan 3 pre-roll. We'll start in about 5.
Butch Killigan.
Huh?
Oh, hey, honey, you're home. I didn't even hear you come in.
Cheryl!
Just got out of the shower.
Slut!
Been waiting up for you.
Slut! No ring on that finger.
Work back home.
Butch, your wife's a slut.
Did you know?
You shouldn't be waiting up for me. You need your rest, babe. Here, sit down.
I was talking to Ethan Ralph the other day, and literally anytime a woman gets within his line of sight, he's like, I'm going to impregnate her. Gonna fill her with the Ralpha male seed. That's what Butch does. He just knocks bitches up by looking at them.
No, you said you look like you've had a rough one.
Oh, you could say that again. Ooh.
Here, this will help with the swelling. And with taking the edge off.
You sure?
Positive, since I'm sticking to apple juice for the time being.
Wait, real quick. Wait, let me pause this. Oh, is it like a month ago some black guy opened up his text file and it's like furry child porn and shit? Yeah, have some free, some of my book codes. I could give two shits. This is all fine. You can look at that all you want. Won't do nothing. Motherfucker.
I'll just live vicariously through you. I just love seeing you happy.
I love you, baby.
And I love you more.
How's my little gal doing?
She likes to kick a lot, just like her old man.
Oh, yeah? She's a feisty one. Show me what you got, little cupster. What the fuck? Honey, your water broke. Maggots! Isn't it disgusting?
That's right. You will father the bugs. You will have no baby and you will be happy.
Isn't human biology reports of fat gross? All fleshy and throbbing body parts and byproducts. Pulsating and buzzing. Its secretions, they exhaust me.
UCPD! Open the door! You're under suspicion of spoliation of crime scene evidence! Hand over the case!
Listen, someone has broken into our home! They're still here! They've got my wife! Go!
This is how I feel when I, before post-nut clarity kicks in, and I become temporarily retarded. This is my nightmare. Jesus Christ.
For backup, please!
I'll trust you, please! Get on the ground! Do it now!
What the hell?
Stop resisting!
No, please stop! You're hurting me!
I'm coming, honey!
Oh my god! No! No, the baby! Not the baby! Butch! Butch!
You son of a bitch! Where is she? What is that?
You know, I felt the same way the first time I saw my wife spread her legs and a baby popped out. Of course, I had just met her. Oh, Sven joined. Let's see if I can add this fellow to the stage. What's up, Sven? How you doing?
Guten Morgen. I like how you say Sven.
Well, you're some kind of Dutch, so I didn't want to offend you by going,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Sven, how you doing?
Hey, you look svelte. You look all dressed up for the occasion.
Oh, yeah. I figured
Yeah.
I got this shirt for breast cancer awareness last year. I never got
Nice,
to wear it
that's
because I
very
got
thoughtful.
shit canned right after I bought it. So, guys, just be aware of tits. If your titties are sick, think about it.
I know what all this breast stuff is all about all of a sudden. But hey, guys, what's up? I'm Sven Stoffels, the creator of Butch Killigan, and I'm right here with EmptyHero for an exciting stream without any buffering issues.
Well, look, in every life, a little rain must fall. Sometimes you
True.
got bits, sometimes you don't. I'm showing off my bald spot today to make up for it, so we're good.
That's nice. Speaking of rain, you might be hearing some in the background because there's a huge storm happening right now. Hopefully my internet doesn't cut out, but I think we're good so far, right? Guys, how's everybody doing in the chat? Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna take a minute for them to roll back in. YouTube does not like it when you start and stop and restart a stream. That's fine though. We'll catch them on the
Yo.
replay. So Sven,
Can
you want to
imagine.
pitch? What's this Butch Killigan all about? Aside from a David Lynchian nightmare, fucking Eraserhead on steroids.
I like that you see. Look, yeah, people get different things out because it's also, well, I should start at the beginning. So Butch Killigan, of course, is a graphic novel series that I'm working on. I've already launched 2 books. Book 1 and 2 both funded successfully and delivered on time, which is a rarity in the indie comic scene. If you might have heard of that.
You could have taken
yeah,
the money
Butch-
and run. What a king!
Yes, exactly. So now we're about to launch Butch Killigan 3 and the Omnibus, which is a big fat hardcover that collects all 3 books. And that will be launching next week, Tuesday, the 24th at 6 p.m. EST. I'm going live on my end. And then 8 p.m. I'm going to be doing a joint stream, launch stream with Ethan Van Sciver. So yeah, but Butch Killigan, it's a cyberpunk dystopian action satire, I would say, with, of course, as you mentioned, like Lynchian psychological horror elements as well.
It reminded me a lot of you ever read Confederacy of Dunces by Tool?
I have not read that one.
You
no.
should.
Okay.
You know what a Picard-esque story is? What that means to have a Picard-esque story?
Wait, is that a graphic novel or is it just a regular old
this
without
is
pictures?
This is a old-fashioned, no fancy
Oh my
pictures
God.
book written by a gay Southern guy who killed himself. But
He was gay?
Legit, you'll find. I assume he's from the South. You'll find a lot of guys who do the kind of writing you and I do. This is like the
All
great
right.
grandpop of Butch Killigan. Check it out sometime.
Okay.
I like to plug.
Does
dead
it have an
authors who
audiobook? Does it have an audiobook?
It
I'll
has,
listen to that.
It has an excellent audiobook, okay?
All right. You
But I'm
gotta
sorry, I
DM me
interrupted
that.
your pitch. Go ahead. I just want
No,
to
I love to hear your thoughts on this whole thing.
Well, I'd like to remind the chat, I don't heap out praise. I'm kind of a grumpy fucking curmudgeon, and I hate almost everything I see. So, I've been a fan of Sven for maybe, I don't know, 5-10 years. I've seen your
nice.
cartoons. I've seen you working with Earthworm Jim Norton. Fantastic guy doing some cartoons for the... what's his podcast?
Doug Ten Apple.
That too. And generally, I'm not even a comic guy.
Oh wait! You said Earthworm Jim Norton. Yes, I did work with Jim Norton, but I also worked with the creator of Earthworm Jim, Doug Ten
I didn't even
Apple,
put that
but-
together. I was just saying that because Jim
But,
looks like a sperm with ears. Damn.
Yes, yeah, I have done the cartoons for Jim Norton, the Chip Chipperson ones. And what was the other one you said? Podcast with?
Oh, I was getting to the Chip Chipperson podcast.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think the last comic I had was Rurouni Kenshin in 2004. So I've had a long gap. I've read Butch parts 1 and 2. You could copy
All right.
it, copy a 3 at some point, buddy. But I liked it.
I will.
It was good. Usually when I look at comic books, I think this is fucking. I don't give a shit. Spider-Man's fighting Sandman. Who gives a shit?
I agree.
This is intellectual. It's got very nice ink. It's not gay. Most comic books are really gay. I hate to say that.
Look. I agree. Most comic books are gay, and look, I'm trying to also make use of the fact that I'm like soft or hard canceled, and I'm indie. There is no corporate backing or anything. This is a grassroots movement that lives and dies by the patronage of the people that are actually interested in it, that want to buy it, right? And most of these comic books, even in the indie scene, they're sort of like cookie cutter. Oh, another superhero fighting crime. There's no deeper subtext. There's no real point of view or anything to say. It's just they're like copying the mainstream. A lot of these guys, there was a famous story. There was a guy, I forget his name. I don't know much about the whole scene, to be honest. The details, at least. There was a guy, he was canceled by the mainstream, an old like DC Comics guy or Marvel guy. Then he did his own property, and then he subverted his own superhero at the end of his first book, his own indie self-published book, by getting replaced by the girl boss hero. You know what I'm saying?
The
it's like
diversity hire took over. Okay.
Yes, but it's like you don't have to do that right now because you're indie. You know, you don't have to. But they sort of like their firmware has been upgraded to the point where they're just copying and emulating like these kosher stories and these tropes. And I'm like purposefully subverting those kinds of tropes, like friendship is magic, revenge never pays off.
You don't want to have a pony theme of the magical power. I fucking hate the power of friendship.
I mean, most Hollywood stories is about as long as we work together, like this globalist type of fantasy.
Yeah, the
right?
Avengers, they put their hands together, then the 5-year-old black girl puts her hand on top, so you get that black girl magic, then they fight purple guy. Who gives a shit? Honestly,
yeah, you need that black girl magic to defeat the purple guy. Everybody knows that. But yeah, so that's those underlying story tropes and currents that is just so tiring. I don't consume any mainstream media anymore. I'm just so jaded.
You didn't watch Stranger Things 5 and enjoy the 10 hours of delivery about guys?
Could you
My
imagine?
Can stretch like this, and they're like, "Oh, that's so great." It was the '80s. They would have thrown him off the fucking roof.
I forgot about that. I saw that clip where the guy comes out as a gay homosexual sodomizer.
I mean, it's one thing to be gay. It's another thing to be homosexual. When you're a gay homosexual in the '80s, that's magic. That's the power of friendship. They actually put their hands together over his gaping asshole and said, "Go Team Venture," and they fought a.
Now that I think of it, isn't the Demogorgon? Maybe that's like an allegory for a gaping asshole. He looks pretty gapey, that guy.
It's basically
the big bad guy.
I think
it's a goatsy.
They stole my character Schlurpzilla, but we're not going to talk about that. That's not stream safe.
All
I
right,
wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I've had my own publishing journey, bouncing off of it and finding that whites need not apply. To summarize it, at one point, I got all the way up to talking to some woman who worked at Penguin Publishing. She looks like a character you draw. Morbidly obese, very famous woman. Purple. What's that called when you got just the hair down the middle?
A mohawk.
Purple mohawk. And I think I was maybe 19 at the time. That was back when I was young and beautiful. Now I'm old and fat. And she said, "I love what you're writing, but you're nobody. I want to attribute your novel to Nana Shabubu, this morbidly obese black woman with a shaved head." And they wanted to pay me $1,000 for the manuscript. No royalties, no rights.
So you were going to be forced into becoming a ghostwriter for some kind of Shiboon-esque feminist black woman? They needed a face to sell this book.
The male hangs off the anglerfish, and then it has all the life sucked out of it into the female. They wanted that for me. And for the audience who doesn't know about any of this, go to the bookstore and buy the writer's guide, and it'll literally say, Shlomo Pennystein, looking for strong black women characters, Jewish stories, LGBTQ. You have about 900 pages of that, and the only people who accept guys who look like me and Sven, they want stories about Jesus. And only stories about Jesus. So is that how it is for you in the comic book industry? Like if you knock on Juan's door, how would that go?
Look, so when I first started off, I worked at an office. I worked at in the Netherlands, this was like an educational video game office. Now, back then it wasn't too bad, but obviously right now, if you speak the truth or in any way edgy, you're going to be ostracized and gate kept out of any of these big, the left wing took a run on the institutions. It's completely rotted from the inside out. So yes, you're not going to get in there in any way, shape, or form. And then there's this idea. Well, obviously, culture is downstream of art, and then there's this idea that's going around right now that the right wing doesn't really participate in that. And I don't think that's necessarily true.
Oh, it is.
But
They
it's
watch
just
football. They don't reach.
Yeah, but it's also they're gate kept out. If you look at the Dutch gallery system, for instance, it's basically all left-wing propaganda. It's no longer art. It's propaganda. And if you don't come in there with a certain type of messaging, you're not going to be able to be displayed in any galleries, right? So they're just phasing out people in that way.
Did you ever
And
see
I think that's
the art that Hitler lost to when he applied for college? It's like he draws a painting that has some slight imperfections, and next to it is a painting of a fat woman made of feces. Like literally, they smeared shit on a canvas of a fat woman. It's thick, juicy, not too bad.
it's really funny.
In
In
a war.
In book 4, I have a big scene that goofs on modern art, because I've written all these books, by the way. But and in book 2, as you read, I goofed on interpretive dance. If you remember that scene at the end of book 2.
So you're talking to a specialist. I once got a review copy of The Witcher 2, and YouTube was not letting you put footage on YouTube. So I did an interpretive dance Witcher 2 review, which got,
there you go.
I think, about 200,000 views before it got flagged down as porn, because apparently I was in the Zen
You were swinging your cock?
Yeah,
You
literally
forgot
my
to put
cock
on
was
your-
too big and juicy and delicious, and people reported it. So
Damn,
I gave,
yeah,
I
they
gave
don't
the
like
game
that.
like an 8 out of 10 inches.
If you want to show off your delicious, huge, juicy cock,
Don't
you need to do
Don't fucking tempt me.
you need to do jelking reviews. I hear jelking reviews. As long as under the guise of medical advice, you're allowed to show off your big, giant, fat swanger of a cock.
Sven, do you recall? It was about 3 years ago. The front page of YouTube was a gay guy, and he had a little cup, and he's like, "Here's cum. Here's vegan cum. Tune in, and we'll talk about the difference in taste." And I remember at the time,
remember
I had
that.
had every one of my fucking videos demonetized because I made a Hillary Clinton joke, and this guy's he's swallowing
I know.
throat yogurt like it's nothing.
At the height of all this cancellation stuff, I was minding all my P's and Q's. Meanwhile, on the front page of YouTube, there was a guy. It was two gay guys, and they were playing a game called Dildo or Cock. And it's a guy bent over a desk with a curtain behind him, and then a guy comes up, either shoves his cock, or a
Is this game
dildo
for
up the
the-
guy's ass.
Is this a GameCube game? I don't like this.
It's
awful.
They were doing this on YouTube, and meanwhile, yeah, if you made a Hillary Clinton joke, they'd kick you off. They'd
I literally
debank you.
I got banned for 10 years off Twitter. You remember Make App? That thing you take a picture of a woman and it removes her makeup? I did a before and
No, I
after
don't.
of Hillary, where the after with Make App was a velociraptor. They said that was a threat on her life. I'm legit in some FBI registry because of that.
And let's be honest, she's hacking up like green eggs. She might be a velociraptor. Remember that video?
Oh, the famous. She's taking a little sip. And her fucking demon bile comes out that she normally spits on a black woman's face when she's visiting Israel. She must have saw Kamala in the crowd. Got a little bit too excited.
Yeah, a tiny little egg came out of her throat. It was really odd. But yeah, poor Hillary Clinton. But could you have picked a worse picture for this thumbnail? Can you change that? That picture, by
You
the way,
don't
there's
like
a
it
story
where
about
you,
that.
you got your big.
Here's what happened. I was going to a Comic-Con, and my publisher said, "Hey, we need a picture for the big jumbotron, right?" And I looked on the website, and all the other artists from my publisher, shout-outs, Iconic Comics, they had these caricatures, okay? So I thought I'd just snap a quick little selfie, I'll send it over to them, and they'll make a caricature out of it referencing that image. So I just went, let's click, and I send it. And then they use that in all the fucking promos.
Originally, I was trying to superimpose your head over James Sunderland looking in the bathroom mirror. Because
Oh,
it's
yes.
almost a perfect match.
Is it? Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, it is.
Now, I want
So
to
why
post
do you-
the link to your Kickstarter. Could you explain what people get if they fund your comic?
Oh yes. So again, we are going live February 24th. That's Tuesday, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on EVS. Please mark your calendars. Be there because we need those numbers to go up quick so that we get featured on the main page of Kickstarter. But yeah, so we're going to be launching Butch Killigan number 3. That's the newest book, but the previous 2 chapters, the previous 2 books are also still available on the campaign. And then, of course, we're going to have the big, fat, 376-page omnibus collection. It's going to be this thick. And here's the thing. I've been advised, I don't even know if this is going to be a good idea or not, because I'm probably just going to break even on this, but we're going to do a special campaign prize for this omnibus book. It's only going to be $50. So that's a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? $50 for a
That's good of you.
376.
People bug me for omnibuses all the time, and I think I might secretly be a little bit of a chosen person because I look at the cost of the paper, and I'm like, man, I gotta charge out the ass to break even on these. Amazon is not cheap with paper.
I know. So I was looking at like the trends here. If you sell like a premium hardcover omnibus, because look, here's 3 books, 3 Butch Killigan books. It's going to be pretty thick.
Let me make it bigger so they can see that.
Look at that. These are the previous volumes.
My God.
Look at these. These are the
you know,
regular ones.
People, I think, I got a hardcover. Who's judging who? It's fine. You can
All
have
right,
a
look.
hardcover.
Hey, we're going to get a hardcover too on this new campaign. So it's going to be about this thick. This omnibus is going to be about this thick, hardcover.
Let's check the thickness. Who's? I don't know, Sven. I think I might have more girth, buddy. I might got you beat.
You might. You might. You know what? I'll admit defeat there. But yeah, so $50 for an omnibus. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty crazy. Because I was told I could charge $90. That's reasonable for a graphic novel collector's hardcover. You know what I'm saying? But
And now while you drink your disgusting pond water, so you say you've written volume 4. How many do you have in advance?
The whole story. So right now it's looking like it's going to be 9, maybe 10 volumes. So I wrote the whole goddamn story out. Then it's divided into these books. So for instance, this is Arc 1, the first 3 books, Arc 1. Like if this would ever be made into a movie, thank God now we have AI, so maybe it actually will. We don't have to rely on.
You're legitimately writing the world's best Jean-Claude Van Damme film. You just don't even know it.
Right? It is sort of like that style. Like people always compare it to what's that called? That Sylvester Stallone movie. I always forget the name. It's kind of a shitty name. Demolition Man. Remember that one when he wakes up in the future?
Yeah, I always get that in Judge Dredd confused. Basically the same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, the concept of Butch Killigan is similar, except usually Hollywood, they always depict dystopian futures as like these staunch, fascistic, right-wing.
On Hollywood. You dog-whistling motherfucker, I know what you're up to. It's fine.
But anyways, so look, they always do these like very staunch right-wing fascistic futures where you say a swear word and you get ticketed and stuff like that. So Butch Killigan is the opposite.
Live there.
Yeah, sure, it would be very nice.
What's the bug movie? Fucking Starship Troopers. That looks so good. I'd love to live there.
Right? Yeah, made by
so bad.
Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, genius. Although if you read the original, it's the book's nothing like the movie. The book is just straight up Gundam with bugs, which I'm okay with.
It's funny. The best Hollywood satire was RoboCop and Starship Troopers, both made by a Dutch guy. Do you know that?
Okay, so there's 2 good Dutch. If we just could find a third to hang out with, you'd have a trio.
Yeah, let me think about that.
With Verhoeven, he did not mean for Starship Troopers to be what it was. He was very upset when he's like, "What? No, you're not supposed to like it. Those guys are bad. Don't do that." It's like, no, it's pretty fucking badass.
But that makes for a good movie because they're not like Mary suing. They're not really telling you. It's not like a. Okay, the weird thing is it's meant to be styled like a propaganda movie, but in terms of its messaging, you can look at it either way, right? You can misinterpret what he meant and just go, "Hell yeah, this fucking rules." Or you can look at it as like a warning sign or something like that, of course. But
how would you
that's
feel
what's
about
genius
this,
about a
Sven?
story like that.
Like, let's say you get an offer to adapt your books, right? But like
Never happening.
my shit in print, I'd have to throw half of it out because it just doesn't work visually like The Shining. We like that because the fucking Kubrick did a complete top to bottom rewrite, and you have the advantage of basically you have panels, you have a storyboard out there. But how would you feel if they adapted it and just completely shit it up, or they chopped it up, or they take out what's this guy's name? Pancho, fucking Rob Schneider's character?
Pancho, that's Butch Killigan's partner. Okay. Yeah, so, but here's the thing. So, conceptually, Butch Killigan as a character, is the only cis white male in this new hellish dystopian neoliberal future, this cyberpunk, technocratic, AI-run future. Yeah, he's the only white guy left, basically. So, even that, conceptually, that core synopsis there, that would never be made. That would never be made in any...
Dude.
Unless
that was my
there
job
would be
for
a
3
total...
years. Okay? Literally the only white guy surrounded by Somalians. You've written my life. It's amazing.
Yeah, there you go.
It's perfect.
It's very relatable. It's a survival guide for the modern cis white.
In case you guys are ever attacked by Majora's Mask ninjas who have bug drugs that make you see bug people, pick up Butch Killigan 1 through 3. It could save your life.
It could. Didn't you agree with this? I think in essence, because you're a writer as well, if you strip everything away, a story in its essence is a survival guide, or it ought to be sort of a survival guide. That's the point of why storytelling evolved.
I always feel like I'm downloading, like Dostoevsky, I'm downloading his weird 17th century communist life experience that's been distilled. He's telling it through characters, but really I'm downloading somebody else's life directly into my brain.
Sure,
so
yeah. But what's
you're
the
basically
point
getting
of what he's telling you?
Sven's life distilled in comic book form. It's a metaphor. It's not a metaphor.
Yes, it is a metaphor. But I also disagree with this, because a lot of the problems that you see with left-wing media, left-wing comics, left-wing games is that it's directly autobiographical, because they don't have the capacity to have a fantasy or abstract thought, so they can only write from their own immediate limited sector of reality. You know what I'm saying? So everything has to be to stand in for their own limited political view and stuff like that. So that's how you get Mary Sue's and stuff like that. So Butch Killigan, obviously it's written from a guy like me's perspective, but it's not in any way autobiographical. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a DEA detective. You know what I'm saying?
It would be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, and another thing, but another aspect of, because basically at the beginning of Butch Killigan, he gets completely, how do you say that? Like, he's made obsolete as a guy, but also his job. He used to be a DEA detective. In this neoliberal future, all drugs have become legalized. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, he's also been made useless. They took away his wife and kid. So yeah. It really has a lot of similarities to our average modern day guy.
Maybe I'm going to spoil part 3 that I haven't read, but I assume in the future the state is your wife, the state is your kid, the family unit is oppressive, you can't have that, kids are probably made in a fucking Taco Bell, they're probably making them the deep fryers. You got to brown them up, actually. Yeah.
There is in Ultra City, there is a directive where like children are seen as like biological waste. There's a thing called human manure. Human manure that feeds the invertebrate fields. This is all deep lore that I'm not even sure if it's really going to make its way directly into the story, but I've written such an extensive lore about the city. A lot of that stuff is in Butch Killigan 2, of course. You have the self-replicating clones and stuff like that become more and more retarded every time a new iteration of itself gets replicated. And a lot of that type of dystopian stuff.
Because my future career is in politics, okay? One day I'm going to be a senator or a president or flipping burgers. I'm not sure.
You got my vote.
But one of my ideas is we need to be a little bit more diverse with NASA. So I think we should put a black woman on the moon. Perhaps put all black women on the moon. Not necessarily with oxygen. We could terraform it. We could bring them up there with like grass seeds in their front pocket. And after 100 years of doing this, Elon Musk has a city on the moon. It's a beautiful thing.
You know what? I like it. It could be It could be Liberia 2.
I was like, what are you putting in my pocket? That's some seasoning. Don't worry about that. It's lemon pepper. It's fine.
Yeah, I think they could work out really great for everybody involved, to be honest.
I'm just kidding. Guys, I love black women. Okay?
What's not to love?
Where's my wallet? If you've never seen a black woman's vagina, it's kind of like this. It's basically this, but pink on the inside. I love it.
Oof.
It's fine. Sven, you're telling me you've never experienced the blacker the berry, the more syphilitic the juice?
No, but it's funny that you mentioned your wallet and the connection to a black woman's vagina, and we were just talking about Liberia. Because have you ever seen a documentary where like a couple of white guys they go to check out Liberia, which of course is the city in Western Africa where they send all the freed slaves. It turns out there's a custom there where, first of all, 85% of all women there are raped. If it's not a higher number than that,
That's how they say hello.
and there's and there is a superstition that if you carry with you the dried up labia of a woman in your wallet, it actually brings good luck. So a lot of guys say they have that there. It's a beautiful,
it's like
a beautiful
rabbit's
cultural.
foot. But if
Yes.
you chew on it, if you chew on it like a pen, you're probably gonna get a cold sore on your lip.
Yeah,
It's great
I
you
wouldn't
brought
do that.
up. I wanted to get
That's
your opinion on
ill-advised.
this. Sven, did you see the Somalians talking about how they want $2 million because ICE is making them nervous? I feel like maybe
Didn't
instead
they
of
s-
giving the money, they should give it to you. Or me, one of the two of us.
Sure, yeah, that would be nice. Didn't they just scam the taxpayer out of $8 billion or something like that?
Yes, what they do... Let me pause this. There's a government program. I know a family of millionaires who get $80,000 a year because their son has a room temperature IQ. And what they do is they apply to these programs en masse, going, look, our kids are retarded. But if you pull back a little bit, you find out that Somalia, the national average IQ is like 60. So
Yeah.
it's a scam, but they're also not really scamming us because they literally have kids with IQs of 40. But they also claim to have 10 times more kids than they actually have.
All right, that is a scam part. But yes, they are legally retarded, so technically within our welfare system, they are entitled to like that type of subsidy.
You don't look at that face. I'm putting the wrong.
What a
Don't look at this
beautiful-
face. Where is she? Where the fuck? You look at this woman's face, wherever she is, and you don't feel sympathy. You don't want to give her your money, your Deutschmarks, for her suffering.
She looks like a diverse version of Emperor Palpatine or something like that.
She looks like the Chinese aliens from the first Star Wars movie.
From the cantina?
No.
Oh no,
from,
yeah,
Episode
those
one.
guys, the trade route guys.
I just feel like
She does.
I just want to kind of elbow her right in the fucking teeth. I'm tired.
That would be violence. In
I'm getting
roadblocks,
distracted
of course.
here. Let's go back. Sven, tell me about what's your vision?
Yeah.
What's the 10-year plan? I know you're doing your omnibus, and you're planning to do another 7 to 9 volumes. Is America Man something you're looking on expanding on? What are you doing?
Oh yes, of course. So American Man. I'm actually thinking about maybe doing a print run as well for American Man once a year. That's just a year one collection. Putting that in a physical book,
Kind of like a Calvin
but-
and Hobbes collection kind of thing, right?
kind of like that. But I have to find a publisher and somebody who's willing to do all the logistics for that. So that's a whole thing in and of itself. And when it comes to Butch Killigan, yeah, I actually, because in 2025, I didn't release a book. So we're doing one right now at the beginning of 2026. And if I have it in me to pump out another volume, I'm thinking maybe doing Butch Killigan 4, the volume 4, at the end of the year. I'm hoping I'll be able to do that. And of course, we're going to continue doing American Man and my streams as well. Sven's
Do you
streams.
have an assistant, Sven? Like anybody that you have clean up your line work? Nothing, all by yourself. Damn.
I do everything. I write everything. I draw everything. I do all the promotion. Yesterday, I was filling in postage rates per country. 700,000 countries. Germany, $17 postage. Oh, I'm doing
Do you
everything.
sell many foreign? Like I find my top 3 are America, Canada, and then I'll weirdly get Germany because in one of the books I make fun of Germany for 2 chapters, and they get shot in fright. I don't know. They're into it.
Yeah. No, I do get a lot of weirdly, American Man has a lot of Mexican and Argentinian. Well, maybe there's a certain subset of the guys in Argentina who are a fan of American Man.
Let me make you a lot of money right now. If you have a Mexican audience, you know the Calvin peeing on the truck sticker? If you could make that with American Man, Mexicans cannot walk past a Calvin taking a piss sticker without buying 5. I swear to God, you're losing free money.
But what is American Man taking a piss on?
Let's say somebody was burning an American flag, and he's like, "Stop! We don't.
All right.
You're allowed to burn it, but you're in a school zone." He does like a reflexive thing, right? He's not.
Yes.
He's not racist. He's not bigoted, but he's so not racist that he fucks over everybody around him, which I love.
Exactly.
It's very clever.
He is sort of a representation of like the American zeitgeist, kind of neoconish type of guy as a whole. So let's say if America at a certain point votes in a crazy dictator, American Man will follow suit and become that. He's always going to be a personification of the broader American zeitgeist, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was wondering, like, people kept giving you shit because you're not an American. I know you've come here a couple of times. Like, what's your basis of America? Because one of my favorite books is America by Franz Kafka. Are you familiar at all with that?
I know Kafka, but I don't know about that book, no.
Okay, for the audience, Kafka was a little nervous, nebbish Jewish guy, pre-World War II, never left his room, and he wrote this adventure novel called America with a K about a guy goes to America from Germany. He has all these adventures. There's gold in the road. There's women in tutus dancing everywhere. You got to look out for those crafty Irish. They'll steal every penny you got, those goddamn Irish. And it's so clear the guy's never left his fucking room that he accidentally wrote the most amazing work of satire I've seen in my life. And I think of that when I read American Man.
Yes, and it's similar to a guy like Paul Verhoeven, because you need to have sort of this outsider perspective where you're not afraid to poke fun at certain things. Because, yes, as you mentioned, after that Twitter IP thing came out, everybody goes like, oh, Indonesian. Right, every time an American Man comic gets posted, because I live on the beautiful tropical island of Bali in Indonesia. I'm a white guy. I like to travel. I traveled the world. You know, right now I'm here. They don't have anti-Semitism laws, which is pretty good. And so they go, Indonesian.
They just
Indonesian.
passed those where I live. I cannot be anti-Semitic. I will go to jail. This is my last
There you
dream.
go. Be careful. So then... but then it's pointed out, no, he's actually a white Dutch guy. He just travels. And then they shift the goalposts towards, well, he's not American, right? And by the way, these are conservatives doing this, right? Now, they're a little bit confused. They're a little bit binary brained because, of course, there's a big utility towards this location thing because it exposes a lot of these foreign influence type of guys like Indians pretending to be like based MAGA guys.
Yeah, but imagine getting outsmarted by some guy in fucking Calcutta. He wakes up, he wipes the cow shit off his screen with a stolen Target gift card, and he's outsmarting you. You deserve to get fucking outsmarted. I don't feel bad for these people at all.
But here's the deeper nuance to this, right? So those fake foreign influence accounts, what they're specifically pushing is civic nationalism, right? They're pushing this idea of anybody can be an American because they're serving their own Jewish, Indian, whatever Somali interest. They're pretending to be a MAGA conservative pushing civic national. That's like one of the core things they're pushing. So now when they then come at me, they binary brain think that because my account name, my character is American Man. I'm not pretending to be him. That's my cartoon character. His name is American Man, right?
His name should be Subtle, Nuanced Satire Man. Then they'd understand.
Yes, then they would understand. And then but then they go, well, you're not even American, right? So then it's like, okay, so now you're making the same civic nationalist argument that you're so upset with these foreign nationalist accounts. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're saying is, white European man, you need to shut the fuck up and not poke fun at our Zionist occupied government. unless you hop across the border with all the other Somalis in Minneapolis, and you hail the flag. Now we'll listen to what you have to say. It's just this. It's an extremely low IQ take, and it's very annoying. But I'm never going to convince them otherwise. So we're just going to have to deal with it.
I always think of it like, who's more American, Sven Stoffels over in the Philippines, a white European, somebody who believes in the freedom of speech. And you might not even have that where you are, right? Or a guy from fucking India who comes here on a fake job pass with a fake degree. And I swear to God, the smell, Sven.
Uh-huh.
It's original, it's unique, it's amazing. I won't say it's bad. But they know.
It's pungent.
I had a boss
pungent.
at my last job. Big fella, Indian guy. He was making $300,000 a year to run a certain department, and year over year, he lost maybe 50% of revenue. And he couldn't, are you familiar with Izzat, the Indian honor code?
Is it a Street Fighter character?
That's Sagat. Izzat is the idea that if you're an Indian guy, everyone in your family, everyone you work with, and everybody who lives within a radius of you shares a pool of honor. So this motherfucker, he lost all this money. He refused to pivot. He refused to acknowledge that he was part of the loss. And he also refused to bathe. I was sitting next to a meeting where he was just sweating bullets just coming off him. And it was like, you ever just leave your trash out in the fucking rain and you take the bag out and it's just the water in the bottom? It's amazing. Yeah. I don't miss that.
That was coming out of his pores? Trash water?
That would have been an improvement.
But yeah, that is odd. It's like built-in nepotism within there. So they will lie on behalf of their own family and stuff like that, their own extended family, and they'll subvert other people's societies and destroy it from within.
Weren't you banned off YouTube for a while?
Oh yeah, I've been banned so many times.
Thing?
Well, yeah, I've been banned for Hila Klein. I've been banned for a Corona cartoon that I did. Last time I got banned is, ironically, I was talking about who owns the porno industry. I actually had a very feminist take.
What a surprise! Who could have seen the ownership being a certain chosen tribe? Damn.
I was talking about the exploitation of women in the porno industry, about certain tribesmen, and they took down my channel for that. So yeah, I've been put through the ringer many times. Always an uphill battle if you don't compromise.
Because now the moderation is run by an AI, and most people think that's stupid, that's terrible. Before the AI, it was Indians, and I swear to fucking God, these guys would look at your ban appeal, and they go, "No, I approved it. If I unapprove this, my Izzat goes down." When you see people on Twitter going, "I appealed this," and it was instantly reviewed and denied, that's an Indian guy. The AI would at least take a day.
Oh yeah. Look, as a whole, right now, I'm pretty much pro AI. Of course, you should never do again binary brain where something is either entirely good or it's entirely bad. But look, we were just talking about the porno industry. Right now, OnlyFans is going to be taken over by deep faked Indian guys spreading their legs with a white woman's 3D model put over it, right? Have you seen these things? So I think the entire
no, I'm not going on OnlyFans and looking at deep faked Sunji
no.
getting fucked in the ass pretending to be a white woman. I'll take your word for it.
I'm not on OnlyFans. I'm talking about when you look up anything to do with Comfy UI, that's the main AI interface. All the tutorials are Indian men. Okay, so you can download this model, but what they're all doing is wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They're building out this production pipeline on a real jerk. Fake women,
Joe looks like your ugly younger brother. It all makes sense now.
So, but what this does is effectively, it's going to phase out real women. They'll need to get a real job or a husband. And now OnlyFans is just going to be deep faked Indians, basically. So I think that's a really good thing. I think that's a good development.
One of my running theories is, the audience might not know this, but YouTube will send me an email once a week going, "You could make shorts with AI. You can make your new video with YouTube AI." By the way, I'm very familiar with Comfy UI. I make slop with it constantly. But I think the future is you and I are going to be out of business, and the average schmuck at home is going to go, I want to see a cat working on a Dodge Viper, and they're going to get 45 videos generated for them. Same with porn. I want to see. I do want to see an Indian guy getting fucked, pretending to be a white woman. Bing, bing, boom. There it is.
Look, yes. If you take that even further, at a certain point, you're going to have like this augmented reality where you can just literally think with your Neuralink, and like the voxels in 1 millisecond just create these dream worlds for you right in front of your fucking face. You know what I'm saying?
You do that.
But
you
when
do that in Butch too, you had them plug into Second Life, so they see their Second Life characters live on screen in front of them. That's
And we're going to expand on that even further, by the way, that whole idea there. But yes, when it comes to AI, yes, it's going to be complete. Even right now, here's something that people don't really talk about. So yes, you're going to have AI-generated content. But right now, I've been going back to the gym for a couple of months. I'm looking at like gym influencer type of shit, right? But you can tell there's like a guy, all right, so when it comes to fat loss, it's not just a journey, it's and you can tell it's not just an X, it's a Y. That's such a chat GPT-ism, right? So clearly they're just typing in, okay, for my next video, I want to talk about keto. And these guys just read up this, they just recite this chat GPT generated script. So now there's no more thoughts involved. They're just pulling from this same information pool. And now these humans are basically just becoming mouthpieces for this fucking chatbot. You know what I'm saying? That's even worse. That's 10 times worse. And I can't listen to it. I can't listen to it. So look, when you say you and I are going to be out of a job, meaning like people with a point of view and a vision artistically, I don't think so, because already when I'm listening to a video and I hear a chat GPT-ism, right, you start to recognize these little patterns. I just can't listen to that shit immediately. I'm just, fuck, this is not even...
Oh, Sven, pattern recognition skills are not allowed. If you notice things, I'm going to have to remove you, buddy,
That's
okay?
True.
Stop doing that.
Don't
notice.
Sorry about that.
You're spot on. I noticed at my last job, the new meta
for
young 20-year-olds is you get an online degree. Chat GPT does your work for you to get the degree. And then when you go to work, you're just like, give me a volume report. And I noticed all the guys who use it, the tell that I could tell they were bullshitting their work is instead of period, it would say peridot, which is not a measurement of time. It's a small green gem.
A peridot.
I really worry about the next generation because they're going to come up letting Google do all their thinking for them.
The people that fund Silicon Valley, they love little gems.
Oh, yeah. Sven, are you aware that diamonds are not rare, by the way?
They're not. They're made, right? They're like synthetic or something?
So there are enough diamonds on the planet to give every person on the planet a big handful of diamonds to hold up like a big pair of tits. The thing is, the supply chain is controlled by De Beers, and they have literal warehouses full of diamonds stacked to the fucking ceiling. Because if you, Sven, open your own mine, they will find where you are selling your diamonds, and they will sell their own backlog for pennies on the dollar. They'll put you out of business. You won't be able to sell shit. It's amazing how we've been.
It's not a great scheme they got going.
Well,
it's just exhausting.
It's just like, hey guys, go buy Butch Killigan 3. I need your money to do it. By the way, I've printed 400,000 copies already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you think about gold? Because the gold, I got some precious metal savings, and there was a big panic sell a couple of weeks ago. It went down by like 25%, I believe, but it's rallied back up. Crypto seems to be finished. Crypto's done, I guess.
Well, that's a purposeful market manipulation.
Both of them. Are you
familiar with what a short is, Sven?
Kind of. I watched the movie, The Big Short.
For the audience, let's say you were of a certain disposition and you don't like Trump's tariffs, right? So you make a bet that Trump is not going to be able to enforce tariffs by the time he does his big speech at the end of next week. If you're correct, you get the differentiation. I'm fucking this up. Bad example. Let's say you want to short gold, right? So you buy... I'm fucking this up again. GameStop. Sven, I swear to God I have it this time. The GameStop, remember when the price went up?
I did. I bought $2,000 worth of GameStop, and the next day it was all gone.
Okay,
So I learned
so
my lesson.
you're borrowing in advance at a low price, and the idea is by the time you have to give it back, the price will be even lower. So you'll see people take a big short, and then they'll publish an article to tank the value of a certain stock. That happened with GameStop. But people like Sven, I bank fucking denied the transaction. They bought it and they refused to sell back, so the people holding the short had to pay an exorbitant sum. You can do the same thing with gold futures. It's a little more difficult, but it involves somebody who has a big amount dumping it all onto the market. Same thing with the diamonds. You flood the market and you fuck up the supply and demand.
Yeah, it's all market manipulation through little Shylockian mind games, basically. You know Shylocks?
I live in New Jersey. I'm surrounded by them. Yo, we got a guy
Yeah, it's
where
sneaky.
I live. He's a Hasidic fella. I'm sure he's lovely in his own way. He drives a $90,000 Lexus that he parks behind a supermarket, and he stands in front of it all day going, could you give me some bread? Could you go in and buy a poor Hasidic man a loaf of bread? At the end of the day, he drives off with a trunk full of loaves of bread, and he sells them at his fucking corner shop in his neighborhood.
Oh,
That's a
God, it's
complete
just
asshole.
shameless. It's just fucking shameless at this point.
And if you don't buy
right?
it, he spits at you. He's a fucking asshole.
Oh, God. What a great guy. Draw me like one of your French girls, Sven, says Trash Command. Shout outs to the chat. How's the chat doing? Do they have any questions for me, maybe, to chat?
They're saying I look like Christian. Please understand.
You look like Christian?
I don't get
You'd
that.
have to, if you had a bit more of a big chin, like a jowl, maybe.
Feels like this.
Please understand. How is that guy doing? I used to love Christian stuff, that whole documentary series. But, I think as with many people, at a certain point, he kind of jumped the gun when he had sexual...
When he fucked his mom raw on the pussy
That,
every
but
day
even
for 2 years straight. Yeah.
But also, even before that, to me, when he became like, when he started truding out, kind of, I was kind of like, I liked him more as a character before
He's a
that. You know what I'm
trendsetter.
saying?
He's the first Let's Player, the first Brony, the first tranny, and he might be onto something with a dimensional merge. You don't know. Butch Killigan. Are you familiar with the dimensional merge, by the way, Sven?
What do you think?
His
Yeah, of
idea
course.
that every single fictional property exists in a parallel universe. And one day, him being the god of all
I believe
universes
it.
will merge them together. So Butch Killigan might be real, and you might see him ripping the spine out of a My Little Pony one day. It could happen.
Look, there's actual evidence for this. Well, first of all, you have like the Platonism. Platonism basically poses a similar concept where there's the realm of forms, right? And then, of course, you have the Jungian concept where the mind has a conscious and a subconscious. Perhaps our real world, our material reality, also has a substratum underneath it where all our fantasies reside. Yeah, maybe if look, because I also think this: if you have enough computing power, hypothetically, and you have an AI, at a certain point, who's not to say that the AI can get so exponentially huge that it can just rewrite like reality in and of itself? You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my childhood fears, that I'm actually a character in somebody else's dream, and they could just wake up at any moment.
You might be. Yeah, that's from Link to the Past. No, what is that one? Link's Awakening.
It's from The Legend of Zelda.
Yes, that's the plot of
Sven,
Legend of Zelda.
let me ask you.
Which was based on Twin Peaks, by the way, to bring it all the way back around to the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, we're all in the Dark Lodge. I had no idea.
We're in the Dark Lodge.
Hey, I
You're
wanted to
about
ask you,
me
Sven.
something.
Imp Midna.
Who?
Imp Midna from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Oh,
There
yeah?
are people who will gush on and on about how they think it's attractive. It's a fucking black baby with a flower pot on its head. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. I feel it looks more like a midget physiognomy, like the big hips, short. Literally looks like
It's like a
lily putter midget.
It's fucking disgusting,
guy.
man.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I was never really much about any of that, like, fetishy cartoon. Like there's
It's 'cause
such
she's
a
black.
subset of.
It's because you.
No.
It's because she's black.
No, I mean it's just such a subset of autism where people have to ship and they fall in love with cartoon characters, all this stuff. That's just thank God I grew up in my formative years when the internet wasn't that big. You know what I'm saying? Because I might have been fucked in a similar way.
I remember there was a time when the internet existed, but it was only like gross old men. I mean, it's still mostly gross old men, but kids never got on it. Women never got on it. Fucking Elon
was
Musk
so much
sending
nicer.
Starlink to India. Now it's full of Indians. We used to have a more innocent time. Now everybody's on it, shitting it up. I hate it.
Yeah. And again, this is also a theme in Butch Killigan. The first step where you started to see a fracture in people's identities, the internet really took a huge step in that. And it's only going to be like the trans movement couldn't have happened without the internet. Because you need to understand, when the internet, hey there, Zoomers, when the internet just came out, the internet wasn't like this interwoven thing with reality. You could say anything on the internet. It was like a fantasy around, like a video game. Nobody gave a shit what you said online. It was just nonsense, right? Now, those two worlds have ignited. Everybody has their username. People have anonymous accounts where they're... Look, somebody hypothetically can be like a super cool shit poster on Twitter with 100,000 followers, but they have to go flip burgers during the day, right? That's a big fracture in identity
That's going to be me
right
in the
there.
very near future. Yes, Fred, you might not be aware. I just lost a 6-figure salary job, and I couldn't be happier. I was
Really?
literally the only white person in the building.
Oh my God.
I know you do artistic work. If you do straight square work as a straight white Catholic man in America, you will be the life support system for an entire company of diversity hires.
Oh yeah.
Not
Oh,
as
yeah.
fun as it sounds.
This whole thing's going to collapse at some point. You see this too in the gaming industry, right? Because it's all this stuff, all the technical aspects of that entire entertainment field. It rests on the back of like these white programmers that are doing all this shit in the service of like a neoliberal HR department, basically. That's why the
Did you
entire
see-
industry is fucking failing.
We have a new head of Microsoft, an Indian woman. Let me pop an image of this woman up.
I love it. Like, I'm kind of an accelerationist, so I'm like all for it. Let's go. Pedal to the metal. Fuck it. Just buy Xbox gaming division. Goodbye. Like, it's
I've been
fucking
reading.
over.
So her former coworkers have described her as buzzwords
God.
the person. So imagine Sven, you want to make Butch Killigan 4. You're talking to your team. Let's pretend you have a team. And he goes, guys, I want it to be inclusive. I want it to be vibrant, delicious, delightful. And they go, well, how do I translate that into an image? She's, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm going back to my
Fuck
office.
you.
You figure it out.
Yeah. This is like Kathleen Kennedy, but probably way, way worse even. It's going to be like
Yo, those teeth,
diversity
man.
galore.
Is this AI? Look
What
at
games is... What yeah, she has some fangs there. What games does Xbox still have? Halo? What else? That's it?
No, they don't. Halo is now on PC, and it's coming to PS. I think we're on 5 now. They got nothing. They have.
They got nothing. It fucking sucks. Okay. Oh, Fable. Do you see that new Fable? That's the worst main character ever in the history of video games. It's so inoffensive. It's like this little wormy brown girl guy with frizzy hair, but not really.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like, if
I
you
will
want to do the
defend Fable.
diversity thing,
Fable, the
this
original
new
game, had black people. It had really poorly rendered black people, but that doesn't excuse having a shit main character. I'm with you on that, but Fable's always been a little gay. It's kind of a gay franchise.
sure. I didn't even know about that. I'm specifically talking about this new one. This new main character of the upcoming Fable looks so
They
ridiculous.
turned it into the British version of The Office, but with swords.
Yes. Yeah. I was getting into a big discussion the other day about like remakes, because did you see that Blue Point Games that does the Demon Souls remake, and they did
I saw you going
Eco.
on about that, but tell the audience. They don't know.
I'll tell the audience. So you have Blue Point Games. They did the remake for Demon Souls, and people are very upset that studio is going under because it was like, oh, they made such great games. Now, I'm against remakes of that kind. I think if you want to do a remake, the original creator, the original director, at the very least, needs to be intimately involved because it was their vision. And if you have a Western, diverse, fucking neoliberal studio that's going to rework a Japanese work of art, it's going to strip it from its meaning, top to bottom. And what you're going to be left with is like it looks nice, right? Maybe mechanically it's more sound. The menus are more sleek, but it's no longer the work of art that it was. So to me, it's like sacrilege in a way. You know what I'm saying? And I gave the example to bring it back to Lynch again. Would you guys like to see a 4K high-res remake of Twin Peaks, but made by Spike Lee? Because that's sort of what's happening.
Reshot with morbidly obese black woman. Fantastic.
Yeah.
The dancing midget.
But dumb goy, they'll eat it up because, oh my God, look at that, it's more fancy. Oh my God, I can watch Twin Peaks with my VR headset. But everybody's black and brown, and the entire subtext, meaning, the themes, it's all stripped away. And I gave an example of this in the original Demon Souls, right? It has a unique atmosphere. It's uniquely Japanese. This fusion is like Taoism in there, Buddhism, Shintoism mixed with this fantasy, this European fantasy setting. That's super unique and interesting. That's what makes that vibe fucking interesting. And one example is, for instance, you have the checkpoints. They call it bonfires. It's a sword stuck in like a Baku skull, the skull of a Japanese mythological figure. And that mythological figure, it's in the business of like eating dreams, and it also can like eat somebody's hopes and aspirations, stuff like that. So within that, the deeper subtext, you can read that into the lore. It deepens the experience, right? Now in the Western remake, they just made it like a flaming cow skull because they didn't get it, and now everything's stripped away. That whole meaning is gone, and that's across the board. So now you just have a HD high poly remake, and it's just meaningless. It's all gone.
Rough edges are part of the artistic experience. If you round them too much, you wind up with like a Resident Evil 4 remake where suddenly Leon's going, actually, I know originally you asked me if I wanted a blowjob on a jet ski, which normally I would say yes to, but I'm a better Leon. I don't think you needed my help at all. Cut to her getting her fucking head cut off by a guy with Wolverine claws 10,000 times.
Yeah, why shouldn't women be getting their heads cut off? We have to equalize across the board. But yeah, that's not even, I didn't even get to that because they did the same. So that's just stripping away meaning because Western studios didn't get the original intent, the original artistic impulse in like the textures on a macro and micro level, assets, whatever, story. But yes, then of course they also diversified it. They made the women ugly feminists. They made one of the characters a black guy. You know what I'm saying? And all that fucking shit. Body type A, body type B. That whole stuff was also present in the Demon Souls remake. So, and the whole debate was everybody wanted a Bloodborne remake, which I fucking love Bloodborne. It's probably one of my favorite games ever. I really, really am happy that that's never going to happen now. Fuck it. Just play it on the PC emulation.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say they have a very nice PC emulator version.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to make that thing work. Is that what you were doing?
I'm playing it.
The PlayStation.
No, I'm playing the PC version right now on my streams, which is where Liz recognized you in the chat. She was all starstruck. Remember that?
Here's what happens every fucking time. A woman will go, I love EmptyHero, he's great. And then I go, I'm not actually a gigantic black guy. And they stop fucking pinging me on Discord. Every time.
Ew, what does that mean?
It's fine.
See, I think you should rebrand because for me that's really unappealing to see like a big toothy black guy screaming at me.
That's why I've stopped doing it. Because I was talking... So for the audience who doesn't know, you can talk to Grok and you can talk to Google Gemini. And Google Gemini uses the same AI that YouTube does. So I'm asking you questions, and YouTube is just like, yeah, people don't like black people. They're not clicking on you because they think you're black. And I'm like, holy shit.
There's something to that.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that it would admit that, but I do think that is hurting your numbers probably.
Yeah, I used to do like an Eddie Murphy voice kind of thing, and I was very edgy, and I found that if I pretended to be a black person, I didn't get banned quite as much.
I see the tactic.
You ban this. You look at Eddie Murphy with muscles, and you go, that's fine.
You can
set of
still get
standards.
like a VTuber type of guy, have it like we do on my streams. My co-hosts are all like puppet VTuber guys.
Yeah, I had that.
How about you pay me $10,000? I do a whole visual rebranding. I make you a puppet. Oh no, you just lost your job. But that means you can be edgy again. You don't have to pretend to be a black guy.
Like $10,000. I could get a Chinese guy to do it for like 500.
Oh, sure, go ahead. If you think that's gonna work out.
I could be who's the girl? I could be the next Pippa Pipkin. A kawaii.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
she's one of the bigger ones, but recently she started pretending to be like 5 years old, so it got a little creepy.
Oh, there's good money in that actually. If you look up like these
Pedophilia?
VTuber models. No. But
Pretending to be a 5-year-old girl.
No. I mean, in making VTuber models, like they do ask like $5,000, $3,000 for like a puppet. You know, the people that are making those
I've looked into
anime
it.
figures. It's crazy.
I do have a program that has rudimentary, like, I could be a snowman, I could be a Shiba Inu. I use it for Omegle videos sometimes.
Yeah, but you need
but
to
it's not
have a
professional.
brand identity.
I was gonna go with balding, fat, 40-year-old white guy. I
That's
feel like
fine,
there's
too.
an untapped audience for balding, fat, 40-year-old white guys.
People love that stuff. I love. I shouldn't say that. Pause. But so, what is your plan right now after they let you go or after you quit heroically?
So, I was buying a house when they fired me. I'm not buying a house now. I might buy a house outright in the countryside. I might retire. Sven, I'm low-key fucking loaded, okay?
Oh, really? Nice. You should buy a
hated
couple
my
of
own
Butch
job.
Killigan ones.
I'm gonna buy some Butch Killigan. It's fine. You're gonna
All
get
right,
some money.
nice. Nice.
I hated my job. It was a 60-hour-a-week job. I'm okay with not being employed for a while. I could probably take 5-10 years off. It's fine.
Based.
So for the audience,
right.
you want
Love to hear it.
not Europe 1, not Europe 2, but Europe 3. Yeah, I got time to work on it now. Finally.
All right, good. Yeah, you should just lean into it, become full-time streamer. We need more based voices online. And here's another thing that I think based chuds, let's call it that, we need to learn more to collectivize and not do all this infighting constantly. Because I really think this staunch individualism, right, that's constantly been pushed on us specifically, right? Yeah, you're just this atomized individual in your containment unit, you know, just let your fuck everybody. Like that's what the boomers believe, right? If you ask your boomer dad, hey dad, can you help me out here? I'm in trouble. Hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So even your dad will.
Have you been talking to my dad, Sven?
Well, there you go.
You know him very well.
So
I legit had my dad. I was like, "Hey, Dad, I haven't eaten in 2 weeks while I'm in college." He's like, "That's great. I got a new Corvette. Tell me after I finish waxing my new Corvette."
There you go, dude.
Motherfucker.
I've heard that so many goddamn times. I remember my dad never gave me a fucking penny. Okay, typical boomer. One time I got a new apartment, and it was like it had like high windows, like at the top of the building. And it was so fucking hot in there, and I had just refurnished everything, so I had no more money, and I was literally sweating while working. And I asked him if he could chip in with getting me an air conditioning unit. He did do that, but to this day, I have to hear about this. Like, remember when I got you that air conditioning unit? Remember how that was a great thing that I did, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, he still needs to get praise from that, it was over a decade ago.
You know, I think it's kind of a good thing my dad has also never given me a fucking penny. It taught me, like, to work when I was a teenager. It's taught me to save money. But literally, I was with him at a car show at the DuPont family manor. The DuPont's is this paint company. They're fucking billionaires. They had Corvettes and Ferraris and shit lined up all around. And every single one of them was beaming sunlight directly onto me. I got so sunburned, I was purple for a week. People thought I was an African migrant when I went back to school. And I said, "Hey, Dad, could you go buy me a soda?" This cocksucker, we get in line. He buys 2 sodas. He drank both of them in front of me and said, "Get a job." It worked. I got a job right after that.
But look, there is something to it, of course. But again, there needs to be a nuance. We shouldn't binary thinking
right,
this
Sven.
thing, right?
Part of why I reached out to you is this. Like, my experience has been, I will talk to a YouTuber with a million they'll contact me and go, "Empty, I love you. I buy your books. I watch your shitty videos that aren't that good." And I go, "That's great. Could you tell somebody Could you give me a tweet? Could you leave a review? Could you go on to Amazon and leave a fucking review, you million viewer having motherfucker? They never do it. They never do.
I've had that experience.
It's so rude.
Dude, I'm in group chats on X. You should see the celebrities in there. If I ask them, hey, can you guys retweet my Butch Killigan campaign? Crickets. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's because it's such a tight margin to not get your shit shadow banned or canceled, or to have everybody turn on you like they just did to Turkey Tom because he fucked some fat gothic chick or whatever who gives flying shit. They will turn on you, and there is guilt by association in this business.
I guess, yeah. But you see this too in like the comic sphere, because it's like, oh my God, are you going to be promoting on that guy's channel? That guy hates this guy and he hates him. And I'm just like, can I just be a neutral force that just is friendly with all these fucking guys? Can we just not constantly eat one another? The left doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that type of shit constantly, because they still have like collectivization, comrades, that whole fucking programming in their head.
They got a stripe for everybody. They're about to put a P on the flag for pedophilia. I've been hearing.
Yeah.
My last job, the first thing you saw when you walked in the door was a 60-foot diagonal tranny flag. I'm not exaggerating. I think I just doxed where I work. But literally every day I would walk in and I'd make a face like, and then walk and go to my office.
Fuck.
Like security would crack up every fucking time because they hated it.
Yeah, and what is Trump doing against this? Trump should have made that illegal, because there's literally they're like coloring. I mean, I guess it's a private company; they can do what they want. But it's just like, are you really gonna politically affiliate with like a niche, weird pedo organization in your place of business? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
So let me blow your mind. I'll say where I worked. I worked at Target, at a Target warehouse, not a fucking Target store, and it's not the Sam Hyde bit. I wasn't in a fucking Target brick and mortar. It's where they stored their stuff to send to people's houses, right? And we had a guy who molested 2 little boys, 5 and 6 years old. We found it out because his ex-wife called the building and said, hey, you shouldn't have this guy here. He's a fucking kid toucher. We looked it up, confirmed it, and Target said, you know what? That's his orientation. You can't judge him for that. Everybody belongs somewhere. And if any of you give him a hard time, and they legitimately fired like 5 of my best guys because they would not work with the pedophile. They fired me. They kept the fucking boy, the guy who bottomed out 5-year-olds. I mean,
can you blame him? He feels welcome with a giant flag at the entrance of the building. You know what I'm saying? Can you even blame the fucking guy? But it's just so blackbilling we live. And people are like, when Trump got elected, that whole energy, that anger, it all dissipated into nothingness. And the average boomer, the average Gen Xer, they all think, oh, everything's cool now. Look, Trump is in power. Everything's being set right. There's no deportations happening. There's no wall. There's no anti-LGBTQ laws. There's no anti-censorship laws. There's nothing. Nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And censorship is going to come back.
Squads. Sven, you have no idea. I've been hearing about right-wing death squads for about 12 years. I'm like, where do I fucking sign up? I'm too old for ICE. I applied. They said 40 is the cutoff. Please. I got
really?
fucking jack boots right here. Let's go.
Yeah, well, it's not happening anytime soon.
We're reopening.
It's going to get worse before it gets better, by the way. It's going to get way worse.
We have a way forward. So Trump's talking about opening up the insane asylums. So when people jump in front of ICE vehicles, you can't necessarily arrest them for a crime, but you can see, I think you might be a little suicidal jumping in front of a federal agent's moving vehicle. We might have to lock you up for a couple of months. I want to be the Nurse Ratched there, just like, oh, let me talk to you about your feelings. Boom, right in the fucking teeth. Boom, right in the fucking teeth.
Look, it should be way more goddamn easy to arrest somebody for meddling with official police business and interfering with that, okay? You think it's going to be more easy to put them in an insane asylum? But it's all bullshit rhetoric nonsense.
How can you arrest them?
They're not going to open
it. They're thinking, hey, I'm Captain America. I'm fighting against Darth Vader. I'm fighting...
Red Skull.
Dumbledore, or Voldemort was the bad guy. Well, I guess if you're worried about your booty hole, you would fight Dumbledore. Wasn't he gay?
He was gay, I believe. I've never watched any Harry Potters. I've not watched any of the fucking Marvel movies. I did watch Endgame. I felt like I had to somehow. They even wrote me in with that one. But yeah,
I read a Harry Potter to my niece one time, and my brain instantly dumped out every single piece of information about it. I couldn't tell you what happened.
No, me neither. I mean, are they redoing that too with like a stage show where everybody's black? It's just so exhausting. I'm so tired of all this fucking shit. But...
So the stage show is super black, super gay, very diverse, very beautiful. But J.K. Rowling is low-key, the author is low-key a TERF.
Yeah, she's a
trans-exclusionary... I don't even know why they call themselves that. You're not radical, you're just a regular woman.
Yeah, exactly. I'm supposed to go, well, yeah, based. She's a regular, sort of normal, but still extremely neoliberal. You know, fuck her too. You know what I'm saying? Fuck her.
Yeah,
fuck J.K. Rowling.
She was one of the first. Because Dumbledore, I think, was not gay in the books, but later she put out a tweet like, to be more inclusive, I'm going to say Dumbledore gets fucking bottomed out.
No, wait a second. I believe Dumbledore, the actor, the old fucking actor, wasn't he like gay IRL?
They put the hat on his head, the talking hat, and went, fag!
No.
That's how they knew.
Ian McKellen is from the other property, the other IP. But yeah, he is gay.
He was the original Dumbledore, the guy who played
Fuck off.
I'm not joking. True. They replaced him in the third movie. He was
no, dude, you're wrong, dude. Chat, tell this guy he's wrong. That's not real.
You don't remember when he had Frodo crawl into his asshole for safety?
We're mixing all these fucking properties into one big heaping pile of shit.
Are you a Lord of the Rings guy, Sven?
No.
Really?
Not really. No.
Too dry?
When it came out... Look, here's the deal. I'm not really that much of like a fantasy setting type of guy. Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, I think Dungeons and Dragons is one of the most mentally insane, cringe things ever. So I was never really into that. But I do like games like Dark Souls and stuff like that, where it's like more dark horror.
Oh, that's
like,
a low
fantasy horror.
So it's fantasy without all the gay stuff, basically.
Okay, well, yeah, that. I like horror, psychological horror, medieval fantasy. I like that.
Yeah, guys, back to Butch Killigan. Part 1 is legit a fucking acid trip. My God, if I had to go through that, I'd rip my fucking eyes out. In a good way.
I went through that.
It's very good.
That part is autobiographical, oddly enough.
Oh, you had the brown acid?
Acid trip. I had some pretty bad acid trip or mushroom trips and psychedelic trips in my day. Yeah, every single time I've went straight to hell.
I'm a fucking nerd, so I've never done any acid. But I did have a friend lie and tell me he did acid. He's like, fucking Smurfs were coming out of the wall. I saw my dead dog. He was talking to me in Spanish. I don't even fucking speak Spanish. And then I found out he didn't do any fucking acid. Oh, yeah, you have a question. From T-Dubs, what got you into illustration? And don't say Dragon Ball. It's cheating.
Before we do that, can I go take a big, quick, fat, hot piss?
Can you do it off cam?
I mean, I'm going to go to the toilet. Yeah,
go ahead. Sven,
what do you think I'm going to do it in a bottle?
I give you permission to make pee-pees. It's fine. Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to hold mine in.
I don't want to be rude.
That's cool. He's taking a very reflective piss to think about that question, okay? While he's out, what can I drag in? Yo, did you guys see the hockey tranny, the one who shot his wife and kids? They actually got footage of him right before he shot his wife and kids. Let me pull that up real quick. Right here. Okay, so they're saying the young gentleman in a dress who shot his wife and kid at a hockey game, that it was justifiable. I'm going to show you the footage. Let me know if you think this is a justified homicide, okay? Let's put this up. Hey.
Damn, those alien scum are going to pay for shooting up my ride.
This mission has a 42% chance of failure.
Now, I bring that up for a very subtle and nuanced reason. Part of the conversation we're having is about AI. Right? Is it art? Is it artistic? I don't know. But sometimes reality, not as good as a shitty AI video, okay? Let me pull up. I got more of this slop to fill time. Oh, I just got rid of it. Fucking Oops. Hold on. Oh, did you see the fat kid little fat kid who punched somebody because they said, I like ice. Little 12-year-old boy liked ice, so the fat kid punched him. Let me pull that up. How do I add things? Hey, Svenny, my boy, did you see the fat kid who punched the guy? Oh, no, yours.
I'm back. What did I
Sven,
miss?
have you seen the video of the fat slob punching somebody because they said they liked ice?
I have not seen that one, no.
All right, let me pull it up.
Should I answer the guy first? He sent you money and stuff.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sure.
I forget, what was the question again?
What got you into illustrations? Not just reading it, but the act of doing it.
Reading it? Not just reading it? What does that mean?
Well, not just
what got me into becoming an illustrator?
Yeah, the act of illustrating.
I got it. I mean, here, look, much like a trans and gay person, I was born this way, basically. I grew, when I was a little teeny boy.
Your uncle took you behind the shed and he showed you some comic books?
Yeah, he used my asshole as a pencil sharpener.
Oh, no.
No, but
the fuck?
No, literally... Literally, Ren and Stimpy probably fried my brain, and I wanted to become a cartoonist ever since I saw Ren and Stimpy, basically. So I've been just drawing. It's the only thing I was ever really good at was drawing, you know?
So would you say you're a big fan of John Krzyzewski?
Yeah, I am a big fan of John Krzyzewski. Again, I have to mention, not in the Epstein file, so vindicated right there.
Oh, he had one at home. He had a mini bar set up. What a shame. That guy was such a visionary, and, you know, it's not easy being the boss, Sven. Sometimes you have to be a fucking asshole. So when you're looking at your storyboards and your John K, and you're like, no, you use that face already. Give me a new face. You're putting the big finger in every fucking picture. Don't give me the big finger. People don't like it, but the end product for the audience is elevated.
Out of all the bosses I've worked for, I enjoyed the curmudgeon asshole boss way more than like a politically correct faggoty soft-spoken guy that's like wishy-washy. I enjoyed a guy that goes, come on, get this. Like, I remember this when I was working for Doug Tenable, by the way, another big influence on me as a kid, a creator of Earthworm Jim. We did this pilot show and stuff, and he wanted to see how quickly I could get, because it was going to be like very short editorial style little cartoons. And I remember I finished the first short, and it took me like 5 days, and I was like super proud, and I show it to him, and he's like, I wouldn't spend that amount of time on a goddamn marble statue, is what he said. And I was just like, I love that. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll be quicker next time.
Yeah, I always hear Bashki was the same way. Like, people would work their asses off, and you'd be like, great, go rotoscope another 5 hours of 25 goblins running over a hill.
Yeah, he was famous for like screaming at his staff, and that's a fun environment, I think, because it's not like he's actually mean. He's just a curmudgeon, you know. It's not like he actually is like angry or whatever. So it's kind of like tongue in cheek. I feel, you know.
Would you rather work for John K, telling you occasionally your work sucks and motivating you, or Rebecca Sugar, who's really interested in your kids? Hey, tell me more about your son. Does he like dresses? Oh, I bet.
Yeah, look.
I bet you're not a Steven Universe fan.
No, I've never seen a single second of any of that shit. But so, I think part of the reason that the gaming industry, the animation industry has gone to shit is because it was occupied by largely like nerds, dorky white guys. And I think initially, when like women started to come entering these nerdospheres, they got excited. It's like, oh my god, can I get a girlfriend potentially that's also into Dungeons and Dragons or into fucking Mario or whatever the fuck, you know, into Marvel, Captain America, whatever. Yeah, but then, of course, when you allow this much feminine energy into your space, they literally use these fucking dorks as doormats. And now they're the HR departments, they're the head writers, they run the fucking show, and all these dorks are still not getting any pussy, and now they're just slaving away, churning out the goyest of fucking slop on a goddamn daily basis, destroying these entire industries.
So, Sven, you've just described the tragedy of Pendleton Ward. Are you familiar with what happened to him? The guy who
Yes.
did Adventure Time.
What? Well, yeah, I know he did Adventure. I even saw. I follow his little blog back when I was like starting out in the studio and stuff like that. He did his little flash animations before Adventure Time. But yeah, I don't know the story. What happened to him? He got canceled.
So,
Me Too'd.
Pendleton Ward, great guy. Okay, people think of Adventure Time as being this weird, gay, fucking LGBT.
It probably is
drama kid
now.
show.
It probably
It is
turned
now.
into that.
It is.
Yeah.
But the reason that happened was because Pendleton is a man, and a man has needs. And in dark times, a man will go to dark places for his needs. So he's looking at fucking DeviantArt, and he sees this cute woman who draws and she does Adventure Time fan art. He hired her, brought her into the studio. He said, "Hey, do you want to go get lunch?" She goes, "No." And he goes, "Oh, you're not going to cancel me for asking you out to lunch, are you?" So he stops showing up to the office for like 3 fucking years. And suddenly
Wait,
all
what?
of his assistants take over the show. That's why you wind up with Finn gets cucked.
Wait a second.
Princess
He
Bubblegum
stopped
has a
going
penis.
to. He bowed out because he was so nervous just because he asked a woman out, or did he actually get canceled?
I believe she low-key threatened to cancel him.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Are you
God.
familiar with
Poor-
the creative of Clarence, Skylar Page?
No.
Are you familiar with Clarence at all?
No.
It's kind of like
What
an
is
Ed,
that
Ed and
again?
Eddie for modern Zoomies. He got canceled because
Oh,
he
yeah.
forgot to take his meds. He's a little bit of a fucking crazy person. In fact, you can right now look up Skylar Page. His last video, he's in his trailer ranting about how the Jews are controlling his life. He didn't take his meds, and he's brushing past a woman as he's going through a doorway, and she goes, "You touch my ass. You touch my succulent, juicy, fucking delicious, rumpled ass."
Booty. Yeah.
And he had his show wholesale taken from him. They kept doing it without him. He was the main character's voice, the main writer, the key artist, the director, the creator. And now he lives in a van down by the river. He's the Chris Farley bit from SNL from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I feel
So what
bad
even
for him.
is the point? So they initially they kind of like parasites siphon off these creative ideas from like the guy, and then they just take it over. The parasite completely takes over the host.
Sven, if
So
you
what's
read
the
Lord of the
point?
Rings, you would know that evil cannot create, it can only corrupt things created by others. That's Melkor who did that, okay?
That's true. I don't know if you need to read Lord of the Rings to come up with that.
Read the Old Testament. Lord of the Rings is based on the Bible. Loki it is.
Sure, yeah, I know. But yeah, that is true. There's truth in that, I guess. But then there's that whole idea with like, oh, evil can never prevail. Good always wins.
No, it
which
doesn't.
is just such a
No.
such a fucking cock. Yeah, that means
No.
we can all
Evil wins all the time.
That my problem with organized Abrahamic religion is that it lays the focus all the way on the end, where there's the redemption on your deathbed. You're gonna die, and then everything's gonna be good anyways. As long as you're a good guy, a good worker bee, at the end of the road, that's where your reward lies. I don't think that's a good
slave your
orientation.
whole life. Cut the tip off your penis. Give us 20% of your wages. Give half the money you earned to a fucking Somalian who just got here. And when you're dead, you get to hang out with Mormons and not get any pussy because you don't have a dick in heaven.
You know what? You just sparked a memory in my brain. I don't know why I was looking this up. Fuck, what was the impetus for this? But I was asking ChatGPT about. I don't know why I was doing this, but probably as a prep for my stream. But it was about like I was looking up I was looking up whether or not it was actually a Jew that popularized the circumcision procedure in the United States. Okay, that's what I was looking at. It might have been for an American comic or something. Well, look, turns out it was not. It was not. It was. But here's the thing. You know who was behind a big push behind pushing circumcision in the United States? Because it was like,
I'm guessing.
it was brother John and Edward Kellogg, and I'm like, wait, Kellogg, the guy
I know exactly what you're
from.
talking about.
I said the guy from the cereal. Yeah, that guy. I'm like, is it? I'm like, is it a coincidence that their logo is a cock? And it's like, I don't know about that. So the guy, Kellogg, their logo is a cock, and they They're the ones who pushed, who were the driving force behind circumcisions in the United States.
Fun fact, cornflakes was specifically made to be as bland as possible because the guys at Kellogg's believed eating cornflakes would stop you from jerking off. You are absolutely correct. I now remember learning about this a long time ago. The reason they were behind the push for circumcision is because it makes jerking off less fun. Now you got to spit on your hand like a fucking animal, okay?
Yeah.
And this was before they had lube you could buy on Amazon.
So I guess you can't blame that one. We can't blame. But again, look, you can still, if you really want to blame the Jews, you can still blame Abrahamic religion as a whole, kind of, you know?
Do you think that happened? Like if you were a slave owner back in the day, but you had no game, instead of fucking your slave, you had them spit on your hand for you instead? You never thought about this, have you? It's okay.
I have not. I need to think about that. I don't know.
It's a deep existential question.
That is an existential question. That would be. I'm just a visual of like a black woman. I assume as a lady. I'm asking this. Spitting a loogie in my hand. That would be really gnarly, though.
Have you ever watched Tariq Nasheed's buck-breaking documentary?
I made a lot of. I poked fun of that a lot when that came out on my streams. But I never actually watched it.
Oh,
no.
It is unintentionally hilarious. I think it's 2 hours. When I streamed it, it took like 4.5 hours to get through it because every other word is fucking hilarious, and that's the kind of thing Tariq could be like. They was making the young black men chew bubble gum to salivate and spit on the masses' hands so we could jerk off while looking at their feet.
Oh yes,
and they would say with a straight face. They had like a a judge, Judge Mills Brown, who does like legal proceedings, come out and say. The white people, they want to fuck our asses because our asses are so plump and delicious, and they just evil. And I'm just thinking, if you're a white guy who's ever been found guilty by Judge Mills Lane, he was imagining you clapping him. You need to go appeal immediately because he is not an impartial judge.
Did he at all mention who owned the slave ships or no? In that documentary?
No, yeah, well, they
then
don't.
Then you already know. You already know what's up. Then you know what I'm saying. You know who that guy works for.
Yeah, Sven, my ancestors got here maybe 100 years ago. I'm half Italian. I'm probably not even. You're probably whiter than me. Fucking
probably
Nordic, Dutch.
I'm 100% Northern European. Yeah.
You're very defensive about that. Okay, you're whiter than me. I'm just saying, like
I
don't give a fucking flying fuck about slavery. My people came here after it was gotten rid of. Okay, don't blame me.
Yeah.
By the way, German. We tried to fix the problem.
There's entire towns in northern Africa built by like shipwrecked Dutch VOC shipping boat crews. We were slaves. The Dutch people were slaves. And by the way, never were there any slaves on Dutch soil. We never had it. We probably did some slave trading, I assume. There's a famous story. I bet to this day,
that's probably the nicest place to live. Everybody wants to live there.
In the Netherlands?
No, those old Dutch-built communities.
Oh yeah. You're right. Because I was about to say we now
a
have
straw thatch roof house or twigs and zebra shit. I'll take the Nordic house, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we were slaves. We was slaves. The Dutch people was slaves. Okay, but yeah, then there was a famous story where because of course international court is in The Hague, which is in the Netherlands. And there was a slave, an American slave, who escaped the plantation, and he managed to get all the way to Europe because he wanted to get like clemency or whatever it's called. He wanted to get his freedom, and then he went to the court in The Hague, and then they arrested him and they sent him back to the plantation immediately.
That's the plot for Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. A little boy finds an escaped slave, and the slave is like, "Can you help me get to the north so I can be free?" But Huckleberry Finn's a little fucker, so the whole time he's like, the first white person I see, I'm telling them that you're stealing, you are stealing goods. His friend Jim, I think Jim was his middle name. I'm on YouTube, so you could probably take a guess what his first name was.
I know, I'm just glad they got rid of that word from that book that really improved it a lot.
No. That's like when a black person says you don't season your food. You take the N-word out of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, obviously. I'm obviously joking. I'm obviously joking about that. They should do another. They need to do another remake of that book and put some feminists in there. They need to make Tom Sawyer gay.
Well, they kind of do. They make Huckleberry Finn cross-dress at one point. And for like
I remember there was a cartoon. there was a cartoon, and their cocks were out constantly in that cartoon. It was animated in Japan, though. But do you remember?
I don't think that was Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, buddy. I think you
dude,
gotta
there was a
stop trading VHSs.
No. There's a cartoon from the 90s animated by Tokyo Movie Shinsha, which animated a lot of the cartoons in the 80s and 90s. And there's definitely shots where they go skinny dipping and stuff like that with their cocks out. I remember that being jarring as a kid. I'm like, whoa, there's a dick out on the cartoon?
I see you got Dragon Ball behind you. I think Goku got his dick out every third episode.
This is Butch... Oh, that one. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to that. Yeah. There's a little ball sag and this little ding. And I got Chin-Chan here, too. You know Chin-Chan?
Oh, I love Chin-Chan.
He also has his dick out constantly.
What a shame. You know, they had a pretty good dub for that. It was a husband and wife team, and they got divorced. And just killed the whole franchise for American viewers. They got like 5,000 episodes. I think they've dubbed 26. What a shame.
Didn't they also like improv a bunch of stuff and shit in that dub?
Well, yeah, because it's one of those things that's impossible to translate. Like I just watched City, the animation. It is so incomprehensibly Japanese that it looked nice. I appreciated it, but the word gobbledygook came to mind with an emphasis on the gook. Okay, thanks, but no thanks, guys.
Which one is that? City? Let me Google that real quick.
It's by the guys who made Nishijo, which I'm totally mispronouncing. That's fine. So
if
City
if I type in City anime, I'm never gonna find this.
Oh no, City the animation.
City. What the fuck is this? It's like a little kiddie show? I was expecting like a cyberpunk fucking...
No.
Akira.
So this is like... The drawing is very simple, but they will move the camera, which you never see in anime anymore. They move the camera around, they pan, they create a 3D effect without using 3D. It's very good looking for being simple. But the writing is dog shit. Absolutely incomprehensible. I'm a stubborn guy, so I finish these things even if they're not good. Like, I watch all the Stranger Things. It fucking sucks. I watch the whole thing.
Opposite. I don't watch anything. I don't watch nothing. I haven't watched anything in, I don't know. The last thing I watched was, I always say this, was the Demon Slayer movie in the cinema. Have you seen that? Have you seen Demon Slayer, that anime?
No, I'm a dirty, unwashed pleb. Is that good?
Ooh, I fucking love it. People say it's basic shonen stuff, but I actually think that's refreshing. So it's like the main character is just this super nice guy, very motivated. Like, he doesn't really have like a lot of character flaws within him. I'm like, okay, that's refreshing at this point. I'm saying it's not like this morally gray, edgy guy. There's morally gray characters, but the action in it, the animation is fucking awesome. I would say definitely watch Demon Slayer. It's one of the best ones.
That's the one where his sister has a scroll in her mouth, right?
Yeah. So his whole family gets murdered, and then his sister survives, but she's turned into a demon. And then the core plot is he needs to find a cure for her affliction, basically.
What's the cure for being a demon?
They don't know. They don't know. So there's the big bad, Muzan Kibutsuji is his name. He looks like Michael Jackson. He, in turn, is looking for the sister because the sister is a daywalker. She can survive the sunlight, which he can't. So it's like this, everything ties together, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really appreciate. People think of anime as just being one thing, and it's a mix of genres.
It's a genre.
You can have action. You can have City the anime where it's like a bunch of four panels adapted and they make no fucking sense. You got Goku here and you got Azumanga Daioh here. You know, you can have a little bit of everything.
Exactly. Like whenever boomers say it, or even Gen X, like, oh my god, you watch anime? They just think of Pokemon or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking genre. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's like, you watch movies? Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of fucking movies. You know what I'm saying?
In America, the joke was, you watching those Chinese cartoons, boy? You watching them China Japanimations?
Yeah, that was like in that South Park episode of Shin Pokemon. Remember that one? That's exemplary of that. But I do think like the South Park guys actually have an appreciation for anime. I think.
You know, fun story. I'm so
Jefferino just wasted $5 on a real jerk. Did you take over that factory and become its ruler or whatever?
Jefferino, they fucking fired me. Okay, so I'm so old and crusty. I was the only kid on my block who had cable for a while. So I would watch Beavis and Butthead and South Park, and nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about the next day at school. They thought I was a schizo. So, low key, I had a very weird experience. There was a point where nobody knew what Beavis and Butthead was, and it had been on the air for like 2 years.
This is interesting. I've seen people talk about this a little bit, right? So back in the day, you had this communal thing, because I remember on cable TV, like a Total Recall would come on, and all the kids, like back in the day, nobody gave a fuck about like age restrictions and stuff like that. Like my mom would let me rent like the entire Child's Play or Freddy Krueger series, you know what I'm saying, from the VHS rental place. And we would watch this when we were like 6, 7, 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you did get kind of traumatized by that in a good way, I think. But back then, just, cable has Total Recall or whatever on it, and then the next day, all your buddies watched it, and you would talk about it at school. Wow, it was such a cool communal thing. And yes, increasingly so, you're going to see that disappear. You already see that, but I think it's just nostalgia that we have for those moments where we don't want that to happen. But obviously, I would think decentralizing media is a good thing, where it's taken out of Hollywood and make it more widespread. But at the same time, of course, when this happens with AI and putting like these entire productions into like people's pockets, like one guy can do a whole production that looks pretty good at a certain point, you're going to get so much fucking garbage and shit. So you're going to have to take the good with the bad, I think. I don't know where that's going to go. Your culture is going to be completely fractured. There's like going to be no cohesion.
A great microcosm of that is, like for years we'd always tell the leftists, go make your own fucking video game. And now they're doing it and nobody's fucking buying it. I mean, they're getting prepaid by Microsoft, so they win no matter what. But like, what's the gay hell cartoon with the furries? They sing.
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a
Son
boss.
of a boss?
So they're doing their own thing. They're not fucking up something else. I'm okay with it. Take your gay furry shit and enjoy it. Thanks.
Sure. Sure.
The problem is there's like there's no balance to it, right? So those guys, they can raise money and they can put their shit into production, no problem. If I try to turn one of my books into a cartoon, I'm going to have a hell of a time raising that money. Microsoft is not going to pay me.
It's top-down social engineering. You know that whole thing about ESG scores and stuff like that? If you want to get like a grant or like some kind of financial infusion or a loan or something like that, you need to adhere to certain ESG scores. So even if you have a studio and you want to get like a loan or whatever, or some kind of a subsidy, especially with like government subsidies, and especially in Europe, you're going to have to adhere to a list of like demands. Like you need to have this many BIPOC representation. It needs to be promoting inclusivity, blah, 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 right? So that's another way in which they gatekeep this type of stuff. And they ensure the social engineering through money. And then, and this all goes back to like BlackRock and all those guys. You've seen those videos of Finkelstein literally saying like, attitudes need to change and we must do this with an iron fist and blah, 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 blah. They literally spell it all out, you know? So it's an uphill battle. It's almost impossible. And that's why people need to back Butch Killigan, by the way, next week.
Available on Kickstarter. And what's the other one? FundMyComic.com?
Kickstarter and Fund My Comic. They both go live on February 24th. Please get yourself a copy. If special campaign prizes, get the fucking omnibus.
Get a copy to read. Get a copy to put on your shelf. Maybe sandwich it between 25 copies of Europe Hillary's Invasion and Europe 2's Brock's Apocalypse. You know, we don't judge here.
Perhaps.
Get a copy for your mama. Your mom can't read, that's fine. Just have her hold it with her. If
Build
she
a
sees
fort
a minority,
for your
she
kids.
can mystify them. Hold it up. But Sven, you are so on the nose with this ESG shit. At my last job, my yearly review was, hey, EmptyHero, Michael Sanewood, whatever you want to call me, ran 4 departments. And you would think one guy running 4 departments would be a good thing. They argued that they could have had a black guy running a department. They could have had a woman running a department. They could have had a gay guy running a department. And that I had negatively impacted the diversity by doing 4 for the price of 1. Amazing.
I don't know.
I really don't miss that chance.
That's crazy.
I really do.
I mean, that's fucking... I couldn't imagine. Like, I've been independent and freelance for like the better part of a decade, maybe longer than that at this point.
Yeah, I'm jealous, man.
So
I want to go buy an Akia house and never work again. I will go buy a $2,000 house and live off savings and eat noodles.
Yeah, do that, but also keep streaming and that type of stuff. Obviously, you know, the more based epic chuds that we have, the better.
So you're taking back chud, Sven?
I guess
you're owning it like the N-word, like that's our word.
I mean,
you can't use that.
The thing is, you see a lot of Zoomers that are using it now. Right now, they've taken it back already. Chud, you know what I'm saying? So
Zoomers are surprising me. They're not as gay as they used to be. Like,
no,
they got
Generation Cyclone.
with that. They had so much more of this gay bullshit thrown on them, and they're rejecting it en masse. Now, unfortunately, they're still broccoli haired. They talk a little fruity, but I think they're doing better than my generation. The 40-year-olds are a lot gayer than the 50-year-olds.
The millennial generation is so atrocious. Their humor sucked. Nothing good's ever come from it. But again, I will say it has to do with the fact that boomers get older. Boomers gate-kept a lot of stuff. You know, they're sticking around a lot longer. Gen X is fucked even. Like, what have they ever gotten power in any way, shape, or form? I don't know. But yeah.
No, we're waiting for we're waiting for the boomers to die so we can buy a house.
Yeah, what the fuck?
A double upmark.
Yeah, what the fuck is happening? When are these guys dying?
Yeah, I got promised they're gonna die in COVID. I was so happy. I was like, aside from my parents and my grandparents, please just let them all fucking drop like flies.
What a shame. They didn't really though. COVID was such a nothing burger too, if you think about it now.
Well, I really appreciated that nobody came to work. That's how I got my really fat salary job, because nobody came in, so I just kept going up and up and up and up and up. And people were actually dying to get out of my way. I was so thankful. I was like, thank you for having that fucking heart attack so I could have your production controller job. That's really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I think one of the good things...
Another wave. Like, if we could have COVID 2.0, that'd be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, one of the good things that happened... Like, people get to work from home now, that type of stuff, I think is pretty chill. Like, if I was still working in the office, I would have loved that development, right? Where it's, like, normalized to kind of just stay home all day.
Yeah, you'll love this, Sven. I got my dad a gaming computer, right? Nothing fancy, a 2070 Super, an i7. He works from home. He's got a crazy fucking job, salary-wise, but he's just playing Fallout 3 the entire day, and he might look at his laptop and go, enter. Okay, back to... saving Blood Gulch or whatever the fuck he's doing in Fallout.
They do nothing. Like my dad works for a big German conglomerate. I won't dox him, but he was like he has to fly to Africa. He has to oversee like factories in Africa for this company and shit like that. And then he's like, there was a problem in Africa. Normally he can do just remote monitoring at this point to just see all the machines whether or not they're working or not. But for this particular reason, he had to fly out there. So then he has to ask management, okay, hey, look, I have to fly out to Africa. There's a problem. They go, oh, we actually see here that you haven't done your mandatory annual training yet. He's like, oh, my mandatory annual training? It's like several layers of fucking management shit. And then he had to go, yeah, before you can go on a business trip, you need to do the training, and you can pick one of 5. And then he looked through the list of trainings that he could go through, and there was a training on how to do PowerPoint presentations, okay?
Oh, that'll help when you're in Africa.
But he had to sit through a 2-week PowerPoint presentation about PowerPoint presentations. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, this African fucking factory is burning down, I guess.
Yeah, they're just swarming with flies in their dead bodies.
Yeah, and then eventually he got this. It's just complete bureaucracy, complete inefficiency, just wasting money. It's like one manager under the next, and just keeps growing and growing and growing. For instance, in the Netherlands right now, we now literally have a communist government. It's at something like 65% of the GDP or something in the Netherlands is like, it's all government shit. You know what I'm saying? And so what they're doing right now, the Dutch government, they take 36% tax on unrealized gains on your stock.
Oh, which is wild. Absolutely fucking wild.
I would have left right now if I still lived there. Hey, it's going to collapse.
You were thinking about maybe selling something and making money. There's a quantum existence where you might make some money, so you got to pay me right now. That's what Joe Biden wanted to do, by the way.
I didn't even know how it works. So you have to, once your stock is up, you have to sell it real quick to get the gains to give to the government.
No, they project what you could theoretically make, and you pay a tax based on the theoretical difference. It really was more to fuck over Bitcoin.
Yeah, but they're doing this on precious minerals and everything, you know. So everybody's going to leave the Netherlands, and you're just going to have a middle class right now that's just going to be paying for never-ending mass migration.
I put that in one of my books. I put there's only one white guy who works, and everybody else, their revenue comes from taxing him. He's just a guy like putting a screw in a piece of wood, unscrewing it, putting it back in. And I think that's the future. That's going to be me. I'm going to be the last guy working.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna retire right now, but that must be nice.
I might go to some third world shithole. Don't fuck. I'm gonna go to the Congo. I'm gonna just buy a small African village and do like Apocalypse Now. I'm gonna get fat. I'm gonna be sweaty.
That's what I'm doing. Kids. I'm Colonel Kurtz maxing right now. I wouldn't go to Africa. I wouldn't go that far. But I'm literally in the jungle right now. You know what I'm saying? I have like a little house in the jungle.
I gotta ask
There's a
Sven.
beach.
I've worked with Filipinos, like fresh off.
I'm not in the Philippines. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Malaysia.
I'm in Bali. Bali.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do the Balinese? Do they like look at you like a god? Because when I have like jungle Asians, first generation, they look at us like. Where I came from, I lived in a fucking tree and ate a bug for breakfast. You live in a condo and have a V8 vehicle. Their minds can't comprehend it. They fucking go crazy.
I'll say this. So first of all, if you Google a picture of Bali, it's basically like a tropical resort island at this point. The prices have pretty much westernized. It's still much cheaper, but it's really nice. It's really safe. And yes, the locals here, they're actually getting goofed on by other Indonesia. Because Indonesia is a huge country, scattered islands, different culture, races even. But the Balinese, they get goofed on because they're so nice to Bule, which is white people. They're so nice that to the point where like other Indonesians like, oh my God, get a hold of yourself, But it is true. You walk into a hotel, you walk into a restaurant, it's like, oh sir, please. You get treated like a king with a little bit of respect. Finally, you know what I'm saying? It's really a stark contrast. It is nice, and it's like, why not? Because to me, this idea started to form during COVID, where I'm like, okay, I'm working from home. I have the opportunity to do that from anywhere. Why am I sitting in this stuffy apartment in the freezing cold in the Netherlands at this point? I'm also pushing 40. I'm like, let's switch it up. Fuck it, right?
Now suddenly you're the tallest guy in every room. You're a dark, mysterious stranger. You could probably rip everybody in half like a fucking piece of paper.
The second you come here, it feels like you typed in the cheat code on The Sims where you double your money because
you get picked first for basketball. You're just walking by the park. Like, I'll take that guy.
That guy, yeah. But yeah, it's nice. I'm like, well, why the fuck not? And I chose specifically Bali because it's nice. It's like a Hindu island type of thing.
It's not one of the ones that's becoming a Muslim caliphate. I know they're taking over Southeast Asia.
Indonesia is the biggest Muslim country, even bigger than most. It is the biggest Muslim country, but it is a different kind of Islam, I will say that. It is literally like a more liberal Islam. In the same way that in the West, you're now Catholic, you go to church once a year. It's sort of like they don't really do the cousin marriage. That's one thing that never took hold in Indonesia. And, you don't really see many like Indonesian truck attacks happening on Christmas parades in the Netherlands or in Europe,
They are Asian, so they just have regular car accidents. We don't judge. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's rampant here, though.
What I see a lot of in America is jail Muslims. So a lot of black guys who become Muslims, and they ignore the part of the Quran that says black Muslims are only good for soldiers. They don't get to go to heaven. Don't give them anything. And if you point that out, they will flip the fuck out. Yeah. I had a guy, he had a bullet wound in his head because he got shot in the head because he was trying to rape a white woman. She shot him. They made him my assistant manager. I didn't want him. They made him my assistant manager. He was a crazy black Muslim. And one day I caught him spending 8 hours looking at his phone. Like, I saw where he was. I had them pull up the cameras. Like, you just sat there for 8 hours looking at fucking black YouTube videos. And he flipped out on me and another manager for 2 hours straight. And then when I went to HR to fire him, they were like, hey, he's having a bad day. It's fine. He threatened to kill you. He threatened to kill everybody. He said, according to his religion, he can kill you with a machete. That's a religious thing. We can't fire him based on his religion. I don't miss that job.
He has a fucking bullet in his goddamn brain.
Yeah, you know how they'll like rub their head and they'll get the carpet thing? On top of that, he had a literal 9mm skimmed off. You know, when you don't have that pesky prefrontal cortex, you get a nice slope. The bullet just goes right off the slope. It's a evolutionary trait. It helps them out. Okay?
Yeah. Hey, to go back to Liberia, remember that guy that was in Liberia called General Butt Naked?
Yes. How could I forget the illustrious General Butt Naked? Was he the one that wore the wedding dress, or was that a Haitian guy?
No, he wore nothing. He's butt naked. He's naked. It's in the name. So he thought that if he was completely naked doing their inter-guerrilla faction warfare tribesman type of shit, if he was running around naked during their battles, bullets would not hit him.
You might have a point. If I'm going out for battle and there's some huge black guy running at me with his dick out, I'm going home. No thanks.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. I'm not getting involved with any big, huge dicked black guys running at me. I'm getting out of there. I'm getting out of that situation as fast as possible.
You went on a weird tangent. I'm sorry for the audience.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'll remind the audience, this is a Christian stream. Bring your wife and kids into the room. Okay?
Yeah.
Butch
Enough black cock talk.
Okay. Hey, I wanted to ask. So, you have a black female character. She looks a lot like Terminator 2 black female character. Am I spot on with that? Is she Schwarzenegger's girlfriend for not Terminator, Conan 2?
That one. Yeah. Sort of. So that character, her name, she's going to be returning in Butch Killigan 3. A lot of characters return. Poncho returns. She gets properly introduced. Her name is Silka. And narratively, she basically is like the opposite of Butch. You know what I'm saying? Which you can tell. You can see by the way she's designed that she's like a shadow version of Butch. And yeah, she's going to be vying for the spotlight. She kind of wants to be the main character, as you can see right now in Western cinema, or Western media as a whole. You can see these black characters are vying for the role of the main character. So that's kind of like a meta narrative that's happening within the book. It's this.
Is it like a
rivals.
Jungian shadow, the foil that represents your polar opposite, that kind of thing? And
I understand what you're saying, but this is more in a narrative sense device. She is like it's the rival character, but she's literally an inverse of him. You know what I'm saying? Vying for the spotlight, sort of, without spoiling too much.
Okay, I will avoid, because I did this before. You posted some comic sneak peek, and I guessed the punchline, and I felt like such an asshole afterwards. I think it was your Auschwitz one with Santa in the chimney. I was like, he's in Auschwitz, isn't he?
Yes, that was true. Yep.
Yeah, I have a bad habit. I'm sorry. I have a bad habit of spoiling things just by guessing it. I'm going to avoid doing that.
It's okay. It's all right. But you didn't guess it, by the way. You didn't guess anything yet. But please, let's not get into spoiler territory.
Okay. So, Sven, I gotta ask. You got your comics, you do animations, and I heard you say earlier you're working on video games. What do you not do?
I don't go to islands to rape kids. That's one thing I don't do.
That's why you don't succeed. You're not part
of
the
I know.
tribe.
I should consider that.
Check your emails. You might have been invited. You never know.
I should check it out. I did type in my name just to see.
Yeah, I did too.
Typed in a bunch of people's names.
Because I was like, maybe my dad's a fucking weirdo. I don't know. He's got a lot of money. Maybe he went to the island.
Maybe. But yeah, none of the people that I knew went to the island. But yeah, so I would love to do like an American Man video game at some point. But here's the thing: in my experience, when you have to rely on somebody else, that's why I do everything by myself. By the way, because I don't get burnt. I don't have to rely on anybody. I write, I produce, I do everything so that I'm not gonna get fucked by anybody else. And animations I can do by myself. Comic book I can do by myself. But if I have to make a game, I'm going to need a programmer, and I don't know any talented, motivated chuds that would be down for that. But if you're there, please apply. Go to the Sven Streams Discord or something like that. DM me somewhere. That would be cool. That's going to be in the future, though. I don't have time for that right now. But
now, Sven, do you have the same problem I have, where because you write, you edit, you do videos and all this crazy shit. People pitch you awful, terrible ideas. I get it every day. Like I have an animator I work with. He's not quite on your level, but he's getting there. He started from scratch. And I feel like if I tell him to animate something, he'll do it. But I also feel like he should develop his own ideas. I feel bad when I have somebody do... The guy does free work. He shouldn't do free work. Wooden, if you're watching, don't do free work, buddy, okay? You're doing pretty good. What was I getting at? Because when you're a one-man army, it's hard... When you incorporate other people, they might have shit ideas, man. It happens.
Yeah, I get. Well, look, if I hire a guy to program the game, obviously feel free to have your suggestions, but obviously it's implied that I'm going to be writing the story and coming up with the ideas. But look, and I work. Here's the thing. So where my streams, I actually have the opposite experience a little bit with my streams. So, for instance, Liz, she recognized you. She used to just be somebody that tuned in, listened. We started playing video games together. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do video game streams together. My co-host, Ashley Butterfield, was a guy when I just started streaming, like, all right, the phone lines are open. You can call in. He called in. We had good chemistry. He was funny. Boom, he became my co-host. There's people who are American Man fans right now. They had some good ideas. We have this little collective, just two people and me. We kind of like spit back ideas back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So I do like to when people come into my quote unquote orbit and they showcase some kind of a talent. My friends JT and Chris, you know what I'm saying? They came to me with Comic-Con to help me out over there as like and League McLegend too, by the way, shout outs. You know what I'm saying? So I do like doing that, but they're not like influencing my ideas necessarily. Not going like, hey, you should be doing this or whatever. You know, that's not.
I wanted
really
to ask you, Sven. So I've had the experience of someone didn't like what I wrote. Got a bunch of death threats. I got DMCA'd by the family of Trayvon Martin because they felt like a character I wrote was too much like Trayvon Martin. They wanted me to give them $200,000. So I just changed the character's name to something different. They can suck my dick and choke on it. I didn't pay him a dime. But I find when you get a little bit too spicy, you get the death threats, man. Like 4chan, they're kind of gay. They used to like me. They're kind of gay now. They don't like me anymore. Reddit hates my fucking guts. I'm okay with it. But do not look up EmptyHero on Reddit. It's just, he's a fucking racist.
Type in Sven Stoffels on Reddit. You're going to have a really fun time. I love reading the Reddit hate.
Like, don't get me wrong, the kids at home, it has no fucking effect on me. But I was wondering, Sven, if you have a collection of colorful emails.
Death threats? Look, I will say this, and I'm not exaggerating. I think I might hold the world record of artist that has gotten the most death threats. Okay? I can back this up because what happened is during the COVID era, when COVID just popped off, there was this meme that came around. It was called the Corona-chan. It was this cute little anime girl.
I have that saved somewhere. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wait, I don't think you should show my cartoon because you're going to get demonetized. You're going to get banned. All right, but what I'm saying is, so there was this anime girl with like little virus pom-poms or whatever. And I was like, this doesn't really cover the load for this virus. You know what I'm saying? So I made like a really Chinese version of that, like an animation. Just like buck teeth with like, bugs crawling around. She's making out with a bat. Really visceral, kind of 90s gross out comedy. That's what that was, okay? And to me, it's not even that bad. Like to this point, I'm like, this is what you guys got upset about? But then that went like insanely viral. It went like 15 million in one day on like X and YouTube, and then another 15 million on IG. Now I lost all those accounts, and what happened is like this got like Chinese media attention. So I got the CCP after me. Okay, so I was literally I had my phone up. I couldn't use my phone because 5 different apps were just like, kill yourself, murder you fucking white pig, bling, 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 bling.
Did they have like Kato pop out of your closet, attack you like in the Pink Panther? That reference might be too old for me, I'm sorry.
Just short of that, but yes. So I literally got like hundreds and thousands of death threats, emails, hundreds of them. They contacted my friends. They contacted my boss, old associates, old bosses. They were sending pictures of decapitated babies to my brother's house. They were doing all kinds of, and it just went on for like a month, like non-stop, insane cancellation attempt. And then I burned it. As a response, I did something really stupid because this was like, I got drunk. This happened on my birthday. And I went to with my friends, we were hanging out in the backyard, and this was still happening. This happened like the day before. And I think we printed out like a Chinese flag. And as a response, I made a video and I burnt the flag. I'm like, fuck you, tong, tong, chong, tong, tong. And it got like...
You're lucky you didn't wake up in a tiger cage and I'm smacking you going, Mao! You go, Mao!
I know. It went really bad,
Well,
but
I fully believe
thank God.
It really was from China because I used to run a donut shop. Me and a friend, we opened a small donut shop. We made our own donuts. We sold our own coffee. Pretty good monetarily, but right before COVID became a thing, I had a morbidly obese Asian guy, a morbidly obese Asian woman, and a morbidly obese Asian guy in a dress. Again, they look like something you draw. They come in, they're like, oh, the donut looks so good. It looks so... rubbing their fucking hand on the coffee machines, rubbing it on the doorknob, spitting right by the fucking front door, like they do in Chinatown. I guess you don't see that where you are, but in America,
no. This
they
is
spit fucking everywhere.
I'll tell you this. This is typically, specifically a Chinese thing. Like even the Indonesians, they know this. When you're in a public bathroom, like I was at the mall just the other week. Okay, very nice, high-end mall. You have these beautiful bathrooms. I'm taking a piss, and I just hear the guy go. He's just hawking phlegm into the sink, and it's just like, holy fuck! Like, it's just a cultural thing. They don't see that as rude. They just hawk up fucking phlegm and spit everywhere. That's what the Chinese do for some reason. Nobody told them that was rude.
I always thought it was amazing. They had this Stop Asian Hate thing, and the take that we usually have is, oh, they were blaming white people as black people. But I think the black people were justified, because I have literally seen them and then rub it on my fucking counter, and the fucking tranny and the woman came up to me, like, oh, we want to take a picture. I said, get the fuck away from me. And they took a picture, and I legit think I was patient zero. I probably killed thousands of New Jersey boomers because they came to my fucking coffee shop. Because I got COVID before it was in the news. I had to sleep sitting up like the fucking Elephant Man for 9 months. It was the worst year of my fucking life.
Oh my God.
And I think those videos with the black guys punching an old Chinese lady, I think they cut out the part where she's and rubbing it on his fucking door like ram's blood in the Old Testament.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, you might have been patient zero. When COVID hit, and by the way, I got to head out soon because I'm like, I have to get back to work on my campaign if you don't mind.
Oh, it's fine.
But I have, are you crapping on? Oh, there you are.
No, Sven. You got any final thoughts you want to?
There he is. Well, real quick, I want to tell you my story about what happened when COVID hit with me when I got COVID. So, I'm at home, and I was doing a stream about George Floyd. Okay, and we were doing a funny bit where we were doing a George Floyd seance, where I was going to summon the ghost of George Floyd. And for the bit, I had gotten a bunch of props. I had gotten like candles and stuff set up that we were lighting to do the seance and stuff like that. But then the next day, I got COVID really bad, okay? Maybe it was George Floyd actually like possessing me.
You felt like you had a knee on your neck the next day?
I couldn't breathe, just like him. But what happened is there was a flood in my town, like a monumental flood in the Netherlands, okay? So I live in an old castle town. It has like a big castle ruin in the middle. It's called Valkenburg. So this huge flood came down. It was literally a couple of meters tall, to the point where like the military had to come in to evacuate the town. Now, I had COVID, and I slept through the initial flood, and I slept through the military evacuation, because I remember waking up, and I was like, hearing the sound of like a river where the street used to be. I'm like, what's going on? And I look out the window. It's pitch black dark. There's no lights in anybody's houses. And then with my last battery on my phone, I realized, oh, fuck, there's been a huge flood and a military evacuation. Messages from my mom. Everybody asked me, where the fuck are you? What's happening? And I just quickly said, okay. Then my phone died. I had no electricity, nothing. But thank God I had done the George Floyd bit, because at least I had light with candles and I could warm myself up a little bit with these candles.
Were you floating on the Ouija board down the streets of Doucheland?
Doucheland. Yeah, isn't that great? Give me the link before you leave, people are saying. Should I give him the link real quick?
Let me post that again.
Here's one.
I'll post it after I click out because I'm so great. I set it up that if I open it, it's gonna block the stream. But Sven, always a pleasure. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, we gotta do it again sometime. It was a good talk, dude.
All right, guys, I'm gonna close the stream and I'll post all the links. We'll put them on Discord, Twitter, all the usual places. And legit, I know people watching at home. We're gonna get mostly is gonna be replay watches. Support artists if you like them, because if you don't support them, Sven has to get a day job. I gotta get a day job. I'm fat and lazy. I want to stay home and write funny little stories. Support your friends, because if you don't, they
but look, but more importantly too is what you need to. People don't understand this. The only way for counterculture artists like me and like you to be able to continue doing it, to make a living, is by direct patronage, okay? Because people don't understand this. There is no ad money when you speak the truth. There is no corporate backing when you speak the truth. There's no big publishers, angel investors when you speak the truth. So the only way to do it is directly selling to the audience. So please back your true based and red-pilled artists today. EmptyHero and Sven Stoffels. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
See you guys later.
Have a wonderful